Welcome, everybody, to session 14 of Night on the DL. We've got pretty much the whole crew here, minus Lando. I'm your host, RaginRengo, the DM, and time to give it away to BigYin for his customary recap.
Well, last time on Dragon Ball Z. Wasn't all that exciting, really. We buried Brook. Made a nice little grave for him, said some words. Then we basically kind of traveled on, stopped in the town of Womford, while the rest of us decided to drink a toast to Brook. Um, let's see. Our good warrior buddy noted a rather dark and brooding character over in the corner, dressed in chainmail and a kind of like a black plague doctor's mask. So, um, Ulrich walked on over and they recognized the gentleman, and turns out that they do know each other. The guy's name is Cromwell. Cromwell's of a military background, and you know, Cromwell and Ulrich got to talking and had some discussion, some fruitful discussion. And we all rested, and Cromwell decided to come along with us, as it seems he's kind of looking into cultists as well, and doesn't take kindly to some of the odd things that have been happening in the realm since with all the shenanigans. So, that being said, we got back in the cart the next day and rode on off to finally arriving in Red Larch. Um, it's named big notes for Red Larch. It's named for the stand of larch trees that grow in near the entrance to the town. It's a major crossroads town and a trade post for livestock, among other goods. There are marble quarries with trades to Waterdeep. And additionally, there is trade in slate with a slate mine in the Sumber Hills. Recently, the area has been troubled. Um, there's increased monster activity in the Sumber Hills. Weather has been more and more erratic, and it seems that there are some dark-robed figures wandering around at night. Additionally, it would seem that banditry is on the rise. So, let's see. Ulrich, Lando, and Cromwell went to the what was the name of the inn? The
Helm at the High Sun.
Yeah, the Helm at the High Sun, and arranged for some rooms. Cromwell and Lando started drinking, and Ulrich went to sleep. Um, I parked the cart at the other inn in town,
Swinging Sword.
the Swinging Sword. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And rent and paid for the first night for our room and for the first night's stabling. Additionally, while on our way into town, Ulrich talked to the sheriff and asked for news of the cultists. Sheriff doesn't really know anything about cultists, though he did suggest that Thorsk Theron, the wagon maker, might have some more information. Um, and oh, that's where I had everything listed. After we got our room squared away in the Swinging Sword, useless, um, useless DQ and myself wandered off to check out the one of the main stores in town, Vallivoe's Sundries, and conducted some business after I got kicked out for trying to see if there's anything magical in the shop.
How did you do that, bro?
Um, well, yeah, I basically cast. I find magic object, or detect magic without really asking permission. Kind of on brand for my character, since he is kind of from out in the country, and he let his curiosity get ahead of him, ahead of his manners. So, you know, all in a day's work. So that's where we ended with us going back to the inn after Useless conducted his business. I went upstairs and took a nap and prepared for the evening. That's where we also left Elwarin napping, and DQ and DQ and Useless were down in the bar section of the inn.
Cool. Yeah.
So I take it is now night or
yeah,
evening.
it's evening time. You guys woke up from your naps respectively. I guess.
Excellent.
Oh, couple points of order before we kind of get started here. So I talked to a couple people after the session yesterday, and there were some questions regarding what was important in the town. So I just wanted to give you guys a little heads up. This blue hudded house with the blue square is an important blue house. The remainder of the blue houses are unimportant for the most part. They're like normal villager sleeping spaces. Obviously, on the sides over here, these are farms. But all of the places with orange or reddish tops, those are the important locations of the town, as it were. So, yes, that's where you guys know kind of where to go find information from. And obviously, when you talk to the different villagers and talk to different innkeepers and stuff like that, they'll give you those directions. But just so you guys aren't concerned with not checking out all the blue houses, those aren't really important. But the reddish orange houses are the like landmark spaces, as it were, for the town. So yeah, just wanted to give you guys that as a informational kind of point of order before we started the session. But
and then just to confirm, where are the two inns located on the map?
Yep. So right here and right here, just across the way from each other. This
Thanks.
is the swinging sword, this larger space, and the smaller one over here is the helm at the high sun. You are currently with the group at the swinging sword.
Swinging sword. Yeah.
And currently Cromwell, Ulrich, and Lando are chilling at the helm at the high sun. So I guess, do you guys want to choose who goes first? I can go to the swinging sword first. I can go to the helm at the high sun. Anybody got any preferences here?
I have no preference.
No preference.
All right, cool. We'll start off at the swinging sword then. It's getting towards the evening time, and as you guys kind of wander down from your kind of 6-bedroom room, as you head down ready for some supper, you notice there's a few travelers in the town. Most of them seem to be merchants and other kind of traders in the area. They have a little bit more money to spend, as well as some other people just kind of around town. You see a few priestly / religious folk in one area, in one part of the bar area, and just kind of normal group of other people kind of around there. The group that ended up going to Vallivoe notices Vallivoe's there. He started drinking. You see a couple mugs of beer kind of around him. He seems to be having a great time. And otherwise, you don't really recognize too many other people from in this bar right now, except for obviously Kalisa, who runs the bar and the inn. And she's taking orders, kind of doing everything in sway. And yeah, you notice a human maid kind of working there. She's obviously a female with a maid status, and she's kind of helping bust the tables. And you see a human guard kind of standing watch in the back corner of the bar, just kind of make sure that there's no rough housing or ruffians, from what you guys can tell. So yeah, so you guys are heading downstairs from your room, and Kalisa notices you, says, "Oh, the adventurers! What can I get started for you guys today for supper?"
Well, your ladyship, what might there be for supper this evening?
We've got some sausage that's going to be cooked out in the back. We got some pork spare ribs on the way. We've got some freshly baked bread and some soup. We also have the finest of beers. We have ale, we have mead, we have wine. I can kind of get you anything you need on the drink side of things.
I'll have some of them ribs, a bit of bread, and some tea, if you have it. I need to keep a clear head tonight.
Okay. The rest of you boys? She's looking specifically at DQ, Elwarin, and Llus.
I'll go with some bread and a soup, and tea sounds good for me as well.
Okay.
Sounds exact same thing that my friend just got.
Talking about
Yeah,
Elwarin, or you talking about BigYin?
The
Oh,
bread
word,
and
yeah.
tea.
Okay. Where were you saying useless?
The bread and tea. I'll skip on the soup.
Okay. So she brings it out. She says, "All right, boys, that'll be a total of 1 gold and 5 silver for all of this stuff. You guys want me to put it on your tab? You want me to put it together? What's the kind of game plan here?"
Separate checks, please.
I'll get this wrong for the guys. I haven't paid for the night yet, so.
Are you
Okay.
trying to show us up or something, Elwarin?
No, just making up for not paying for anything before.
Okay.
That's understandable.
So yeah, go ahead and subtract 1 gold and 5 silver. Elwarin, you weren't here last time, but I explained to the group 10 silvers and a gold. So you're pretty much paying like 1.5 gold for all this.
Got it.
Yeah, so the food comes out nice and hot. The tea is an interesting color that none of you guys have seen before. She says it's a house special mix of the different berries that you can get from around here that are kind of unique to the area, as well as other spices and herbs that they've added in there that she has just in the back.
Okay.
Now,
your ladyship, if you might not, is there? Well, actually, no. Before I start talking to the bar, I'll thank the proprietress, and I'll see if anyone catches my eye specifically towards, specifically since Ike and I are actually looking for someone to make contact with us regarding finding that delegation.
So nobody kind of really catches your eye right now, but you do notice the group of kind of religious folk that are sitting at a table a few tables away, as well as, like I said, Vallivoe is kind of getting drunk, it looks like. And those are the kind of the people that you recognize. You remember kind of seeing the couple religious folk as you kind of headed into town from the shrine, but there's a new person with them that you're not quite sure of, and there's a few different merchants kind of around that don't really seem like they want to talk to you guys.
Then one other thing I want to do is I want to buy a beer for Vallivoe. Just send I'll look to the bartender. Excuse me, miss. That man over there, that's Vallivoe, yes?
Why, yes, it is. Did you go by
Would
his
you
shop
mind?
the other day?
I happen to. Would you mind sending him a beer on my account? I'll pay for it now.
Sure.
By way of apology, you might say.
Sure.
Might have made a wee bit of a ruckus in the shop, and I feel bad about it.
Yeah, that'll be 2 silver.
Right. Done.
Cool. Yeah. So.
And then I'm assuming I finished my food at this point, so I'll wait for everyone else, and I'll look after once that's done. I'll like, Elwarin, mate, you think we ought to go talk to them religious types? Maybe they might have some information on that wee elven princess we're supposed to be finding, eh?
Yeah, that could be a good group to talk to. But I also remember we should talk to the lady that runs the inn. Maybe she might have some information for us.
You may want to. You talk to her then. I've done enough, I think. I may do a wee bit of damage with my tongue. I reckon you might be better off asking her. I'll go talk to the religious types.
Sure.
So I get up and wander off, and I'll let Ika go for a bit.
Sure. So yeah. So we can. How do you guys want to do this? Do you want to go with the priest first? Go that, or Elwarin?
You can go with the priest first. It's fine.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
We'll
Priest first.
Yeah. So you approach a table. You see 3 different individuals there. You see a human male priest based off his attire, and you see a female human acolyte. And you saw both of them kind of with the doors open in the shrine as you guys headed into town earlier in that day. And you see a new person. It's a half elf who looks kind of like a monk to you, and they're kind of chatting. The human priest and the human acolyte are not drinking. They're just having some water and some tea. But the half elf is on his 3rd beer, and he's getting a little rowdier, kind of laughing a bit more.
So you said a human priest, a human acolyte, and a half elf priest.
Half elf,
and a half elf monk.
Yeah, monkish dude. He's not like a full priest. He looks kind of like a monk, kind of like in between an acolyte and a priest. So I called him.
Are we talking like monk fighter class or monk like Saint Fry, like the monk, like the like the actual religious order of a monastery type monk?
That one, this latter. Maybe he can fight.
rel-
You don't know, but yeah.
Okay, so
latter.
but he looks like a black friar or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good evening. Are they all men?
No, so it's one male priest, one half elf
One
male,
male.
and one
Okay.
female human acolyte.
Good evening, gentlemen and lady. I couldn't help notice you here. I was wondering if I might have a wee chat with you, if you don't mind.
You see the male human priest kind of look at you and the human acolyte, and they say, "Are you here to join us for a service tomorrow?" And you see the half elf just kind of chuckle as these two start talking to you.
I wouldn't say I'm here for the service. I was sent here on a mission. And I look over at the half elf. I say, "You, my pointy-eared friend. Um, would either of you three happen to know about a wee moon elf princess who's gone missing? She was part of some highfalutin delegation that was supposed to, and she was carrying some seeds for a magic grove."
Yeah, upon hearing that, the human male priest and the female human acolyte kind of look at you kind of shocked. And they say, we haven't heard anything about that. And then you kind of see Brother Earden, that's the half-elf's name, kind of smiling from ear to ear. He's like, why, hello there, friend. How's about this? You get me a beer, I'll tell you a story, and hey, maybe you'll join Lathander with me. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen?
Yrden?
Yeah, Brother Earden is his name. And then the male human priest.
Irden?
Eardon. And then you see the male human priest and the female acolyte kind of look at him with shock. And Brother Earden looks at them and says, "Come now, Imdar, come on, Lemura. I know you guys don't drink, but don't you be forcing your ideas upon me. Lathander loves all, and all love Lathander." And you see kind of the male human priest, Imdar, and the female human acolyte, Lemura, kind of just shake their head and say, Earden, we'll see you in the morning. And you see them just slowly head out the door. Now you're sitting in front of Brother Earden. He kind of motions you to take a seat. And he's looks expectantly at you, waiting for that beer.
Hang on. Typing.
Sure, no worries.
A story, you say? Well, I reckon. I'll go get me tea. And what would you like for the beer? What are you drinking? What's your poison?
Just tell Kalisa that I will just have another one. She'll know what you're talking about.
I'll be back then. And I walk over to the pub and I give Ike a nudge and say, "I think I may have found something, but you continue to talk to the wee tavern owner, see what she has to say."
Cool.
Excuse me, Kalisa.
We'll cut there, and then we'll switch over to Elwarin. So Elwarin, BigYin has kind of left you now to go talk to this group of religious folk, as it were. And you want to start up a conversation with the innkeeper now, Kalisa.
Her name is Kalisa?
Yep.
I'm not sure. Okay.
Yep. So it's Kayleesa. And her last name is Urkel. The group, I think, got this yesterday. Urkel is spelled Irkell.
Okay. Right, so I guess I walk up to her if she's available. I don't know what she's up to right now, but I'm assuming she's behind the bar.
She's standing at the bar. You guys are kind of standing. You guys are sitting around the bar while you're finished eating. So you can kind of just like motion for her over, like raising your hand or whatever.
All right, so wave over and say, "Excuse me, Miss Kalisa. Do you have a moment to chat?"
Why, of course. What bring you guys to the Red Lodge? I don't think I asked that earlier.
Yeah, actually, me and my friend BigYin over there, we're looking for a moon elf named Teresa. Have you happened to hear anything about her?
You see her kind of think deeply and hard, and she's like, I don't think I've heard of any moon elves recently. But are you guys adventurers? Is that kind of your guys' thing? I kind of see y'all are kind of like a ragtag group, if you don't mind me saying. You got a lizard man over here. You got an orc with glasses on. Never seen one of those
Blizzardperson.
before. You say that and you cough, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, lizard person." And then she's like, "You got an orc buddy here with glasses on. Never seen one of those before. You're a wood elf, seen you once in a while." And then we got a Fearbolg. They don't come out very often, so I'm surprised by your group. I'm guessing you're adventurers, right?
Yeah. You could call us that, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I haven't really heard about, any moon elves recently. Wood elves are kind of the only elves I've ever kind of hung out with, as you guys kind of, move around as you guys do. A lot of people are, guards or like trackers for these merchants, and she kind of like motions around to the rest of the bar, and you kind of look out and you see most of the bar patrons are merchants and traders. They're kind of wealthy, but not like, super duper wealthy, but, wealthy enough to like pay for armed guards and like people to kind of help them bring their goods along and kind of keep bandits away. And she looks at it, she's like, "Yeah, but I haven't really heard of a moon elf. But if you want to make some money, I got something that might be of use for you guys."
What'd that be?
Yeah, so she kind of sits there and thinks. She's like, "All right, so I think I told everybody this last week or last time, yesterday or earlier today, but I haven't really been here that long. It's been like 8 months or so, and so I just kind of hear things at the bar, people kind of talking rumors, and like I said, I don't know how much of this I can trust, but I feel like with the amount I've heard recently, might be something of note." And she tells you about this fog that kind of rolls into the Somber Hills even during the day, and it's thick, heavy fog, kind of like San Francisco when you get those really thick, heavy fogs that kind of make it hard to see.
Carl.
Okay, so Carl. Perfect.
Sure. Whatever that means. Sure.
Carl the fog?
I'm going to pretend I know what that is, and we'll keep going. And she's like, that's really, it's not normal. It's kind of been around for the past, 4 or 5 months. So I'm not really sure how normal or not normal that is. Might be part of the seasons, but the people around here, all the traders that kind of come through every so often, they keep saying that this is not normal. And then I heard some things about like hot winds kind of sweeping through the west. And like I said, I haven't really noticed anything different because that's what I'm used to. But supposedly they were cold before. Now they're suddenly super warm. So it's kind of nerve-wracking. And then sometimes in the hills, lightning will shoot out from the ground into the sky. Not the other way around. You know how like normal like lightning goes from the sky down. This one comes from the ground up. And there have been some kind of sights of that. You see her kind of shake her head, and she's like, fell magic. What a terrible thing to see around. But these aren't things that I've seen, but there's enough people around telling me, and I hear chatter. People at taverns, they get drunk, talk a lot. I'm kind of an easygoing person, so people feel like they can tell me a lot. But yeah,
so, okay, and would you like us to do do you just want us to check it out and see what it's all about, or?
Yeah, so recently I've heard, like I said, just from people around that there's some trouble going on at Lance Rock. And she kind of thinks about it. She's like, I'll give you guys 70 gold pieces to kind of go check it out and investigate that because, I can't have my business going out to dry. Can't be having, really bad people not coming here anymore because I really need the business. This is a fairly new venture for me. It's really important that I have people coming and going. So if you guys could go investigate that and kind of make sure that, these rumors are just rumors, they're not really real, that might be, that would definitely be worth 70 gold for me to kind of, keep travelers and merchants and stuff like that in and about.
Okay, I'll speak to the group and see if they're interested in checking this out. Besides, is there anybody we could talk to get a little more insight? does anybody here that you heard talking about these mysterious things that are going on?
Sure. So like as you ask that, BigYin kind of wanders in, and she says, "Oh, can I help you, BigYin?"
Aye, that half elf over there,
Ah, Brother Earden.
Brother Irden. Yes, he
Yes.
asked you to send over another of his usual,
Ah,
and then he's got some information for me, but it seems a beer is requisite for the information.
you see her kind of just chuckle. She's like, ha, "Yeah, Brother Earden talks a lot, says a lot about Lathander, but he definitely likes to drink." I
What
guess
is
it
this
doesn't.
Lathander he keeps going on about? I've not heard of that one.
Oh, that's the I'll let Earden tell you. It's the large, kind of big god of light around here. He's very popular among most common folk. I personally am not a follower, but there are plenty of people who are. And Earden loves to have a drink, chat about Lathander, and tell you funny stories. He's told me a bunch recently. It's been great having him here. He's been here for about 5 days. It's awesome. And so she as she's talking to you and kind of telling you this, she's filling up a mug full of the beer that seems like the same he has at the table. She kind of gives it to you. She's like, "This is actually going to be 3 silver. He likes a really interesting stout that I don't have a lot of reserves of. So, honestly, by tomorrow I might be out. I'm gonna have to place a new order. But yeah, that'll be 3 silver for this beer."
Right. Okay. Do 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 do. 64 gold and 7 silver. Okay. And then I'll take the beer, go grab my tea, and then walk back over.
Sure. So as you walk back over, you kind of hear at the corner. She's like, "Yeah, go talk to Larman. He's been spouting off a lot of things about seeing things in the mountains with his sheep. He hangs out at Gaelker's. It's kind of the barbershop around town. If you talk to Irwan, and she kind of motions over to kind of the dude that's been standing in the back, kind of just passively watching everybody. He'll give you directions and kind of show you where you're trying to go for that. Like I said, been here for a little bit. I know how to get there, but it's easier if you just talk to a guy who's been around a bit longer than me. He can kind of give you the lay of the land, as it were. And we'll transition over to Brother Earden and the BigYin.
Okay. Right. And I put the beer down in front of him and I say, "Well, brother, here's your beer as promised. What have ye to say?"
Yes, you're... What were you looking for again? Something about a delegation? What?
Aye, a delegation of moon elves.
Moon elves.
Or at least the moon elf princess. She was part of a delegation.
From where, though? From where?
From where do you say? We're looking for this Princess Teresial. She's carrying a patch of seeds. She's on her way from
What's the delegation
I have
called?
this scattered. I don't think I wrote down the name of the delegation. I think I just wrote delegation.
Mirabar.
They're from Mirabor. Yeah.
And as you say Mirabar, he kind of perks up. He's like, I got a story for you. And he grabs the beer and he downs half of it. He's like, and he burps a little bit and kind of wipes his mouth. He's like, yes, the Mirabar delegation. I was just talking to them about 20 days ago out in Belliard. Wonderful lot. Really easygoing. Bought me a lot of beer. Great time overall.
Yes, you have heard of them. We were told they went missing around the Belliard way.
What? They're missing? And you kind of sit there. You see him sitting there thinking. He's like, it's only been like 20 days. They said they were making their way to the Red Larch. I guess you kind of see him thinking there. He's like, huh. I guess it has been a little while, and it's kind of weird that they haven't shown up here. You see him kind of thinking, and he's like, but the best part about them? They knew about Lathander. Let me tell you all about him. He's the god of light. He shines a light on all of his followers, and even those who don't follow him. just to give them love and devotion.
I'm quite sure Lathander's a wonderful gent. Though I was hoping you could tell me more about this group that I'm interested in. Not that I'm not interested about Lathander. It's more of a, well, you might say there's a bit of a there's a bit of a importance behind finding these disappeared folk.
Sure. And he kind of raises one eyebrow at you and he says, the firbolg from the forest thinks he knows about Lathander, and he wants me to talk more about these other folks. You know what? That's fine. He bought me a beer. Lathander shines his light on you, regardless if you follow him or not, as you are helping me, Brother Earden, get more drunk. And he burps as he lifts up his beer glass, and he goes to clink with you with your teacup.
You know, let me roll a religion check just to see if I can buffalo my way into some knowledge of Lathander.
Sure. I'm going to say it's going to be a pretty high roll because you're from the forest.
Oh, never mind then. I'm not going to risk it. I'll piss him off, knowing my luck. All right, continue on.
He's like, yeah, there was a lot of them. A lot of dwarves. I guess there was a moon elf, huh? I didn't really talk to her much. But, yeah, the guards, I think they got into a bar fight right around the time I was leaving. Huh. Weird. But yeah, I mean, there's a large group of them. Kind of all sorts of people. I was kind of confused when you said it was a moon elf delegation because there was only one that I saw. But when you said mirror bar, that kind of loosened the rocks in my head, if you will. Yeah, they were supposed to be heading down here to the Red Larch. I don't really know what happened to them. Should have gotten here. They had plenty of muscle, as it were. Shouldn't have, no normal roadside bandits would have been able to kind of catch them unawares. And, they got them dwarves from Mirabar. Pretty strong lot. Yeah, I don't know. That is weird, huh? I hadn't really thought about them. And he starts to drink his beer, and you see his eyes kind of go distant a little bit as he's drinking, just thinking about what happened to them possibly. And then after he finishes a swig, he kind of comes back. He's like, "But about Lathander, let's talk about him, huh? What a great dude."
Oh, all right, tell me about this Lathander.
Oh, do you know nothing about Lathander?
I'm from the forest, lad, and Lathander was named much of a topic of conversation.
Now that's unfortunate. He's a amazing god of light, and we'll kind of segue that out over to Elwarin, Useless, and DQ as Brother Earden just kind of rambles on and on about Lathander, and it's kind of hard for BigYin to find a way out because the way how passionate he's getting,
like the more one of those awkward.
Yeah, like the more beer he drinks.
Discussions.
Yeah, the more beer he drinks, like the more the more incessant he gets about talking to you about Lathander and BigYin. Y'all just kind of watching him with like half curiosity.
I was gonna ask how much we're able to hear this conversation going on.
Not too much. You guys are just kind of watching BigYin's face go from like happy to like what the hell's happening to me.
We're seeing reactions. Gotcha.
Yeah, you're seeing reactions and kind of like seeing Brother Earden kind of get like more and more riled up as he keeps drinking, and he slams his beer down and says, "Another one!" And you see Kalisa kind of look, and she's kind of shakes her head and she kind of laughs. She's like, "Oh, Brother Earden." Do you see her bring another mug of his beer over? But before she leaves, she kind of lets you guys know about going to go talk to Larman, and he hangs out at Galker's, and she kind of, like I said, motions over to her guard to go talk to him to kind of find more information on like what part of town that's in.
I see.
So let's bring the conversation back over to your guys.
So that brother over there, quite a passionate fellow.
He's something, that's for sure. He does. He pays well.
Yeah.
There's a lot of a lot of followers of Lathander. They donate, keep him happy, keep him, not rich, but he's doing well for himself. Can't really complain, right?
Gotcha. I was gonna say, it seems like you were notioning. Talk to somebody else. Your guard. Is that what you're nodding your head for? Was she nodding her head? Sorry, I didn't catch the exact detail.
Yeah, she motions over to him. She doesn't like nod her head necessarily. She just motions over.
Okay.
To him.
Okay. I'm just trying to get confirmation from her.
Sure.
That's the case.
Yeah, she mentioned to me that we should talk to Irvine about directions to get to a barber shop. She told me about some things going on out in the hills, about some thick, heavy fog, and about lightning coming from this, going from this ground into the sky. And I asked her if there's anybody who could tell us a bit more about it. So if you guys are interested in wanting to check it out, we should.
I'm more than interested.
It's also
I'm
some
ready.
money to be made. 70 gold pieces.
Yeah. She should tell us if we go over there and check it out. She should give us 70 gold pieces.
And money. Do you hear that, Useless? Money.
Yeah, I said I'm
I
in.
thought if anything would wake him up from the bar, it'd be money. But
Could I also ask the waitress something?
Sure.
So when it looks like that Firbolg is about to get up, can I get them another round of drinks?
Yes, that will be 4 gold total. Sorry, not 4 gold. 4 silver total because his tea is pretty cheap to make.
Done.
Yeah. So as you see, Brother Earden kind of take another drink and getting more emphatic and more like excited about Lathander. She sees that last bug go down. He raises his hand. BigYin thinks he can get away, and then you see swiftly a new mug of beer get placed down on the table with a tea for BigYin, and BigYin just you see like BigYin. Do you want to role play your character? Or are you cool with me just kind of describing what your character feels like at this point?
No, this is fine. Go. Actually, I'll say I get up to the as I get up, I'll begin to make my excuses. Oh, I appreciate your perspective on Lathander there, brother. But you see, I'm a follower of the great god Pan,
And then at this point, Kalisa comes and like brings his mug of beer and like slams it on the table.
Oh dear
And then
God,
she's like,
Pan protect us.
And she's like, she looks at you, Big, and she's like, I was told this is your favorite. And she slides the teacup to you and kind of motions for you to take a seat.
Oh, I look over at Useless, and I give him I give him the Winston Churchill V.
does he see that he bought it, or does he just?
Well, she kind of says like compliments of, and then she kind of motions over to Useless. And
I'll
Useless
give him
is
the-
just sitting there with
I'll give him the
pretend
reverse
not
peace
notice.
sign with the knuckles out, and I'll just kind of jab it vertically in his direction.
And I just go, you have a sick sense of humor.
Oh, Christ, I'm not sure which is worse, this or the fucking familiar.
Yeah. Anyways, so going back to you three, do you want to go head over to Iran? The guard?
Useless money. Remember that? Come on, boy.
So we'll cut there and go to the Helm of the High Sun. It's evening time, and it's finally Ulrich and Cromwell's time to shine. Unfortunately for y'all, Lando's been drinking a lot, and he hasn't stopped drinking, and he's pretty blitzed. Like he wanted to get.
We all deal with loss in our own ways.
Yep, and you just kind of see the barkeep, kind of just looking at him and looking at you guys, and he's like, "You guys want to take care of this? Like, you want me to take care of this? What's the game plan here?"
You can. Yeah, the barkeep can take care of it. You can take care of it.
And he
You
just
take care of it. We're not paying for him. He's got money on him.
he just kind of shakes his head, and you see he snaps his fingers, and a guard kind of comes in, and he just picks Lando up under like immense strain, because Lando's a heavy dude, like and very dense, because he's 3.5, 4 feet tall, whatever it is, or I think he's like 4'5" or 4'6", somewhere in there. But he's dense. He's like 250 pounds, dense, dude. And he's like, you hear him go, whoo, as he picks up Lando. And then it goes, I can drink more. I can go even harder than this. and he brings Lando up to his room. And the barkeep goes, well, at least you didn't get into a fight. That's one thing I was worried about. What can I get for you guys?
Well, I'm actually kind of looking for some information. If you have a moment.
So yeah, I probably should describe the part inside of the bar a little bit more. So you've got a group of they look like hired mercenary guards. In the right side of the bar, they're being very loud, very rowdy, and you see on the left side some village folk. They're just kind of hanging out, and they just look like they're just relaxing from a long day's worth of work. You can kind of get a grasp on the scene that you kind of see around you. This is like this is kind of like the Cheers bar, as it were. Like this is like the hometown bar. This is where people like from the village come to. You kind of get the feel that there's a slight tension between the Helm of the High Sun and the Swinging Sword across the way, just based off of the as you've kind of seen this just through the windows through the Helm of the High Door, like the different kinds of people that patron both different bars. But it seems like the Helm of the High Sun's doing well, and the innkeeper goes, I'm so used to people coming in here and knowing my name, I forgot to introduce myself. My name's Garland. I'm the owner of this bar. I forgot to introduce myself earlier today.
Is that Garland or Garland?
Garland. Garlen.
Well, nice to meet you, Garland. I am Ulrich.
Nice to meet you.
As I was saying, we are looking for a bit of information if you got time. We hear there's some weird stuff going on around these parts. Is that true, or what do you know about that?
He just kind of chuckles and he kind of looks at you and he's like, well, there's trouble in every town, you could argue. But for the most part, the townsfolk here are pretty good. We haven't had any mysterious deaths or kidnappings, kind of anything like that. There are weird people that have been seen around, kind of doing some things in the night that aren't particularly normal, you would say. But, that's a town for you, right?
What would that entail? Not being normal, so to speak. I mean, I'm not normal all the time, so
who's normal all the time,
Exactly. So what would tip someone off as being specifically not normal?
Well, I've been hearing around that there are people with cloaks kind of around. Sometimes they got stone masks on, kind of scaring people. If you go down to the quarry, some people don't work in the nights anymore because these people in masks with cloaks on just kind of watching them working in the evening kind of scares folks sometimes, and it's pissing off the owner, let's just say. But between you and me, I don't think she minds that much. Keeps her profit margins okay. She doesn't pay them for not working in the evening. Works itself out. Obviously, she'd rather have more production. You know what I mean? But the books all turn out the same, anyways.
And what's the name of this quarry owner?
He kind of looks around. He's like, well, he's like, I don't like giving people's information out like that. It's kind of not my thing.
Of course. I don't want to pry or nothing. Don't want to get you in trouble or nothing. I mean, you just brought her up, so I was like, let's not call her quarry owner.
I mean, you leave a tip here. Might give you some information, perhaps. You guys interested in a drink at all?
I'll pat down my my chest and armor, and then sort of motion to Cromwell. Like, I don't got nothing.
Just gonna shrug and be like, "What do you want from me?"
Looks like we're fresh out of money, so
Ugh.
You want a beer?
I mean, I don't want a beer. Maybe we can purchase a future beer, if you know what I mean. A wink, very obviously at Cromwell.
Ah, I see what's happening here.
You see a smile on Garland's face. Is like, I like that. Paying for a future beer. It sounds like a great decision.
I turn to Garland and I ask, "How much is this future beer going to be?"
Let's just say y'all slide 2 them gold coins my way, and you're good for your stay here. How about that?
Now, hold on. That seems quite expensive for a future beer.
It's a bit steep. Sounds like we can just go to the quarry ourselves and introduce ourselves.
Yeah, so like he said, he's like, this is like for your future beers. He says with a.
Oh,
beers.
yeah. So we'll be drinking all night. I see how it is.
Yeah, you know, I'll keep the drinks coming as you kind of need it.
That's a pretty good deal. What do you say there, Cromwell?
I look over at Ulrich and I'm like, "You owe me for this one." And I hand Garland my 2 gold.
Sure. And so he kind of pockets it. He's like, yeah, I'll get you those beers. And he kind of pours the beers, quote unquote beers, and gives them to you. Ulrich, do you actually want to be drinking? And same thing with Cromwell, or do you guys just want water?
No, just water.
Yeah.
I'll just take water because I've had
a lot.
Plenty to drink while waiting for.
Yeah, so
Ulrich.
he gives you guys. He's like 2 beers right up, and he slides it over to you. You notice it's just water, and you just see him wink to you guys. He's like, yeah, the person you're looking for, her name is Alberi Melchio.
How the hell do you spell that?
Yeah, I got you guys. It's Albaeri, and last name is Mellillikho.
Lico.
Yeah, however you want to say that. I'm just gonna call her Albie just to keep it easy.
Sounds good.
So wait, could you say the name of that again? I missed a couple letters. ALBI.
ALBAERI. Last name Mellikho. MELLIKHO.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Yep. So I'm gonna call her Albie just to keep this easier for y'all.
I'll be damned.
Well, you will be damned if you keep interrupting me. Sorry. You know, Albie, she's a pretty good gal. She knows how to keep her head about her. But they say her workers recently haven't been working the night shift, so she's got some backed up orders. You know, some of her stone workers kind of come in, and when they get a little too much to drink, you hear things. And yeah, they got some dark cloaked figures with stone masks watching them at night, so they kind of get scared. They're watching from the shadows, like, you know, they only see it from the flicker of the torchlight, flicker of the candlelight as they're working, and let's just say these boys are a little bit more scared than they should be of just people. And as he kind of says this, you hear a loud kind of commotion from the left side of the room, and you see two guards, like mercenary guards, kind of getting into it a little bit. You see a female half-orc, really ripped. She's got some, you know, mercenary guard clothes on. And you see another dude, just a human, who's seems like he's been talking a little bit of smack, perhaps, because she's picked him up by the scruff of his neck. She's, let's hear you say that one more time. You think I can't cut you in half with my fingers? You think I can't break you like this? And as she's saying that, you just hear Garland going, not again. And he kind of motions over for his boy in the back to kind of break them up. And the human male that was lifted up off of his feet kind of storms off. And as he gets to the door, you hear a deep, like, guttural sound come from the half-orc. And he turns with, like, fear in his eyes. And Garland says, "Oi! You best not be trying to leave without paying your bill." And he kind of looks back at you guys like, "Sorry, this will take a second." And he kind of motions for the human male to kind of come over. He's like, that's a gold, dude, for all the drinks you've been having. And, honestly, just a little bit for my trouble, because that was ridiculous. You know not to be picking fights with her. And he kind of just looks at him, and he's just like, "Fuck it." You see him kind of toss a gold coin, and you see Mr. Garland catch it, kind of puts it in his pocket, and he says, "On your way, boy. I see you trying to leave without paying again. Let's just not do that. Let's just not do that." And he turns back to you guys like, "Sorry about that. Just can't be having dine and dashers as they call it."
What's up with the mercs? You guys.
You talking about the girl? You talking about that female half orc over there?
Well, the whole. So earlier you said there was a group.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just the whole group of them over there. Like,
Sure.
Guarding someone, or
Yeah, they're caravan guards. Kind of come in and out. Zometh, and he kind of points over to the female half orc that kind of got into that scuffle. She's been here a few days. She recently quit a caravan that was coming from Belliard through this way, through the West Bridge. But she's kind of here, just chilling. She made a good chunk of change. Didn't really like working with that caravan person no more, and just been chilling. The other you see like 3 other guys there. These guys, they're working with the other merchants that are here. Some of them were hoping to kind of hire her into their regimen to kind of work with them, but she's let's just say she's chilling. She's good with not working for a caravan for a little bit. And some boys, let's just say some boys think that they can tell her what to do, like that lad, who he kind of motions over at the guy who walked away. And when that happens, Zometh, she gets real upset. Let's just say that.
Fair enough. Would you happen to recognize this symbol? And I sort of like sketch it out on the bar with my fingers.
No. He looks at you. He's like, that's a weird looking triangle you got there. What's the extra line for?
Well, that's what I'm here to find out. Can I do an insight just to make sure he's not lying?
Sure.
Not that I think he is, but hey.
Yeah, why not? Ooh.
Yikes.
Definitely telling the truth.
You're honestly not sure what is truth anymore. You're perplexed as to your question at this point. You're like,
I'm really not sure why I asked you. I don't even know what that line is. What am I? What are frogs?
I heard frogs are good for cooking if you're out on the road, but
Oof.
yeah, I don't. I don't know if I put that on anything. It sounds like a weird little symbol there, but nope, haven't seen that myself. And as you guys are talking, you see a man kind of come up from the cellar, and Garland's like, "Oh, yeah, this is my partner. His name is Justran. He works in the cellar. He has all my pickling ingredients for pickles and other things, as well as he kind of keeps all the wine and beer down there when we're not using it, all the liquor." And Justran just kind of looks at y'all, and you just see him smile, and you see his eyes kind of go to that symbol, and he kind of looks at you guys, and he's like, "What's that, y'all? What is that? That's a weird looking triangle."
Just something we picked up on the road. You happen to know anything about it? Really piqued my interest.
Nope. Just a weird looking triangle. That's what kind of caught my eye, was that you got a line where a triangle should be. You trying to show us look like a house looks like? You building a house, making it look like that? I don't know.
Like I said, just found it picked it up on the road and trying to find more information about it. Nothing more than that.
Yeah, you just see him kind of shrug his shoulders like, well, good luck to you. Just make sure you pay your bill because, I really don't want to be coming out here and dealing with this. That's what we pay him for. You see the guard, he looks like a big dude, but not super duper big, just kind of big and kind of round, kind of looking. He kind of looks like Justran. They kind of look the same, perhaps twins. That's what we hire my brother for. He says, kind of struggles like, see the resemblance, and you kind of look at them; they look exactly the same.
No, can't say I do.
Well, you're the first person to say that, so I'm a little nervous for your eyesight there, old man. I heard they got glasses in town if you need them.
Sorry, I'm making notes.
Yeah, no worries. And you just hear Justran and Garland kind of chuckle. And kind of like as this is occurring, that female half-orc, Zameth, that was pointed out to you, kind of bumps into Cromwell. And she's like, "Oi! Watch where you're sitting."
Can I stand up and attempt to make an intimidation check?
Sure, go for it. I would love you if you did. Yeah, she kind of looks at you and she... what do you say as you try to intimidate her?
I just get up and I'm like, "Excuse me?"
Okay, so upon you standing up, you kind of look up as you say that, because she's 6'5", and you are like 5'6" or whatever, right? You're shorter than her, and she kind of just looks at you and says, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there, little feller." She kind of taps your shoulder. She's like, "My bad. I shouldn't be hitting the smaller ones with my body." And she just kind of laughs and kind of walks away.
Well, that didn't work out so well, did it?
Yeah.
You want to try talking to her? You can walk up and try talking to her.
Sure. Yeah, I'll walk up and try talking to her, and I'm gonna say, "Excuse me, didn't mean to seem impolite there, as if I'm like trying to befriend her at this point." And I'm gonna just point her into the direction of the symbol that Ulrich drew, and ask if she knows anything about this symbol.
You see her look at it. She's like, "That's a weird looking triangle. Y'all trying to build a house or something? The fuck's going on with that?" And
The fuck does everyone think we're trying to build a house?
I mean, if you guys look at the symbol, it kind of looks like a house, like without the square bottom. Just saying.
But who comes to a tavern looking at a house? I don't.
She's like, "I don't know what's wrong with you guys. I don't. Yeah. Hey, this guy over here tried to be funny. I laughed a little bit because he's small, but I don't know."
I mean, who isn't small around you?
She kind of looks. She's like, "Yeah, that's fair. I have seen bigger. I have seen smaller. Most of the time, they're smaller." And as she's saying that, like her biceps are kind of flexing a little bit here and there, and you see they're pretty like pronounced, more so than you've seen on normal people. But so you can definitely tell like the half orc kind of nature is shining through real hard, kind of through that. And you see like just one kind of like up tooth from the lower part of her tooth, like the incisor, is a bit bigger than normal. As she's kind of talking to you, you guys notice that. And yeah, she's like, "Well, I saw you, and I kind of hate you. So how about you come here and sit down for a drink, as a token for my apology?" And she kind of puts her fingers up and like puts it in quotes, "apology," and she kind of just laughs.
Well, why would we do that?
"Well, this one," she points at Cromwell, "he made me laugh. You can, I guess, do what you want. I was inviting this one to come drink with me because as an apology." She says apology again in quotes.
Say, sounds good to me. Better than sitting here asking questions about a house.
That's for sure. That's a weird looking house. I definitely try to talk to your architect about that. Would recommend some other lines in there. And yeah, so she has a drink sitting there. So what brought you into town?
I was following that guy over there actually. Just point at Ulrich.
She looks over. She's like, "Y'all looking for an architect? What's going on?"
No, Ulrich is picked up the symbol from somewhere and is trying to look deeper into it. And I came from another path and happened to meet up with him. He was my commander back in the military in Mirabar.
Mirror
We
bar,
just
you
happened
say?
to meet up.
She kind of you sit here and you see her getting a little angry.
Yeah, are you familiar with Mirabar?
Yeah, I know some chuckleheads from Mirror Bar. There's some guards that I saw back about 15 days ago, back in Belliard. They wanted to scrap a little bit. They thought they could take me. They said they called me a woman with that I should be in a house with children, not out and fighting with this sword. She kind of points to her side. It's a giant greatsword. Like you've never seen a sword that large before. So I just knocked some sense into them, as it were. And you see her kind of chuckle. Yeah.
How much sense did you knock into them? Are they
They're
were they
alive.
still alive the last time you saw
Listen,
them?
Listen, I don't just kill people for making fun of me. That's crazy. I'm not trying to get thrown into jail. Let's just say these were humans. The dwarves didn't want to do anything with them. It looks like the dwarven group of that Mirabar guards, they were kind of pissed off at these humans, and these humans thought they would pick a fight with me, hoping that their dwarven brethren would save them. Let's just say the 5 of them, they were limping a little bit on their way back, but I didn't kill none of them. Those dwarves, though, would not have messed with those dwarves. They looked like they knew business.
My interest is going to be piqued with her saying dwarf like 15 times.
Sure.
And mirror bar.
Sure.
So I'll wander over during that. You said something about dwarves and mirror bar?
Yeah, there was a group of them that were at a bar about 15 days ago in Belliard with me. Those dwarven group from Mirror Bar, they were pretty strong looking, and they were pretty pissed at their human compatriots. So the human compatriots, I think they were too drunk. They were very uncoordinated, and you just kind of see her laughing when she says uncoordinated. They couldn't land a hit on me, though not many people do. And she just kind of laughs, and she's like, "Yeah, those humans thought that those dwarves would help them, but yeah, no, the dwarves just didn't feel like getting into a fight. They were enjoying their drinks. Yeah, I didn't kill none of them, but yeah, I don't know what happened to them. It's been 15 days. The dwarves were talking about coming to the Red Large. I happened to be coming to the Red Large. I was hoping to not see them, which is great because I haven't seen them, but it's been a while. You'd think they've been here by now.
So my friend here, he has heard some troubling news from up north of Mirabar. Did any of them happen to have this insignia on them? And I'll flash my insignia of rank that I'm assuming also shows the military of Mirabar.
Yeah, she's like, ooh. She kind of looks at you with like a newfound respect. Yeah, those dwarves had those ones on. The humans didn't, which is probably why they sucked at fighting. But those dwarves, yeah, they all wore like really heavy-duty plate mail. Had some gemstones inscribed into them. They look like you don't fuck with them. You know what I mean? Like they were the hardcore dwarven like military dudes looking. You know what I mean?
I know the type.
Yeah,
I know.
She kind of looks at your symbol. She's like, I think I saw a couple of them with your rank. Yeah, they kind of kept to themselves. They didn't talk too much. I just heard them saying that they were coming to the Red Larch because they were yelling at those humans that got, lack of a better term, fucked up to make sure they were able to walk the next morning, or they're gonna leave them before they went to the Red Larch. That's the only reason why I knew they were coming here. Figured they'd be here by now, though.
And when you left them, were they just hanging out at town, or what was going on there?
The dwarves, the humans, who are you talking about here?
The dwarves.
Well, they were in the same bar I was having a drink. Didn't really get too much into them. They seemed.
Fair enough.
She kind of looks at you. She's like, kind of like you, but more intimidating. If you don't mind me saying that. You look a little bit older than them. Looks like
Say
you might
a
have
little
lost-
bit. You don't have to be nice about that.
Okay, a lot older. I was trying to be nice here because he seemed like a cool dude, but
I mean, a dwarf of my station making it as old as I am is a point of pride at this point.
hey, fair enough. You leave the line of duty, you live longer. Hey, why not? And she says that because she realizes that your garb isn't anywhere near close to like as impressive as the other mirror bar kind of dwarves were wearing, like armor wise and stuff like that. So she made the assumption that you were no longer part of the military just based off of that.
Yeah.
She's been around for a bit. She's a mercenary guard for hire, so she's seen a lot of soldiers and stuff like that.
So you said they were from up north is where you left them? Or
yeah, Belliard. And then as she says that, I'll pull you guys onto a map here so you can see. Not that one. This map.
So big it's loading.
Yep,
There we
no
go.
worries. So Red Larch is here, and Belliard is here. So it's like kind of northwest of here, but they should have gotten to Red Larch just based off your guys' knowledge of the area within the 15 days.
Yeah.
They would have had to go through the Somber Hills most likely, or if they wanted to take like a really roundabout way, they would have gone like this. But yeah, so she's a little perplexed as to where they are because she expected kind of to see them.
Did you take the roads to get here, or did you go through the hills?
Well, I went through the hills because my merchant had a timetable to keep up with, and there were a couple bandits that I had to take care of. Cut them clean in two. She kind of chuckles as she says that, and her hand goes to her giant great sword, and she's like, "Yeah, this baby here never failed me. Not saying I would fight you, but just saying this is tried and true. You know what I mean? I'm sure you know what that's like."
I do indeed. Well, I'll let you two get to it. Sorry, you piqued my interest talking about dwarves and Miramar. I'll let you guys get back to drinking.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, and before you leave, Ulrich, I'm gonna ask, like, hey, should we be heading over to this quarry that Garland mentioned earlier?
Yeah, that was gonna be my next sort of venture once you're cleared up here, but let it get nice and dark and see if we can catch them unawares.
All right, I'm gonna turn to what was her name, Zamith,
Yep.
and ask, hey, are you looking for a little adventure tonight? Or you got plans late in the night? Are you an early sleeper?
I'm drinking tonight, if that's what you mean. I'm not looking to work no more. I got paid real well. I'm just chilling. Just relaxing. It's been a couple days since I stopped working. Thought I'd chill, drink. And she kind of nods towards Garland, and he kind of nods back at her and sends another beer her way. And she's like, I'm just looking to get drunk tonight. Maybe get into a bit of a fight if somebody steps up to me like that stupid guy did earlier. Otherwise, just having a good time.
Say, cool, sounds good. Let me buy you a drink. I'm actually gonna head out with Ulrich here to head over to the quarry to answer a couple of questions. And I put, how much is a beer?
You hear her say, what you going to the quarry for?
We heard there's a couple of workers that are being scared out of working late at night, so we just want to check it out.
Interesting. I don't care. And she, so it's gonna be 1 silver for the beer, which she's drinking. Right. And as Ulrich kind of walks back over to the bar, Garland kind of looks at him. He's like, "Oh, huh." As a halfling man kind of walks in and sits down at a table, and he's like, "He might be someone you might be interested in." As he kind of nods his head over to that halfling that kind of walked in. If you're looking for information on shady things happening in the town, he might tell you something.
Well, thanks for the drink, and I'll wait for the guy to get situated. Don't want to accost
Do
him.
we recognize like anything amongst his clothing that may be like a conversation starter?
No, he's just a normal halfling dude.
Okay.
Looks like he works at a carpenter shop. He's got some, I guess, carpentry clothes on with like a one of those like aprons that kind of help guard against kind of wood shavings and stuff like that getting into your clothes. He's still wearing that right now. Looks like you see some sweat kind of on his forearms from like, looks like he's been doing a good amount of work that day. And he's
Nice.
looking to
Okay.
relax.
All right. So after he settles in, I'm gonna motion to Ulrich and be like, "Hey, let's head over there."
Well, you
And-
don't know
but-
this. Only Ulrich knows this. That he's a cool person
Yeah.
to talk to.
I was at the bar, and you were still at the table drinking with.
Nice, but I was walking towards you after I paid
Oh.
him. So I guess I don't know. You're right.
Just I try to keep the metagaming as little as possible, just to keep
Once
the story.
once he gets settled, is he gonna sit at the bar or a table?
He's sitting at a table, just chilling. He has a beer, drinking it.
I'll walk up to him. You're like, well, hey there. Not often you see someone of your stature around here. Mind if I sit and talk, commiserate about our troubles among these tall folk?
He kind of looks at you and he's like, "Fine, take a seat."
I think.
You see him kind of rubbing his head. He's like, "Did you come talk to me because I'm short like you?"
Well, you caught my attention, but then I also noticed your carpentry garb there, and I just been in the trade for a while myself, so hoping to get some tips off of you.
Ooh, looking for carpentry tricks? Well, I work at Wilver's Wagon Works. He's always looking for good folks to work, and he pays well. Pays me well enough to come here every night and still have money to send home, if you will. Haha. Yeah, I can put in a good word for you if you want.
Yeah, I'll stay like interested and just have like small talk with him for like 5 minutes.
Sure.
And then after talking about I don't know, joinery
Sure.
for
Okay.
for a while, I'll be like, oh man, yeah, that's tough. Kind of off. Everyone's been telling me that this the symbol I'm looking for looks kind of like a house, and I'm telling them it don't look nothing like a house. Have you seen this symbol before?
You show it to him, and he's like, "No, but that's a weird looking triangle. You need a couple more lines and like a bottom to make a house, but could be cool. You could have like a cool window there." And you just see him start thinking about like cool squares and rectangles you could do for like windows in a house and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is a strange house. Speaking of strange things, I've heard all sorts of strange matter of things going on around here. You happen to know of anything like that? Like people in hoods or, weird, just general goings-ons?
Well, not really, no. If you
Well,
want to make an insight check to see if he's lying, you can do that.
yeah, I'll do that. See if I can actually roll well.
Yeah, would be cool.
It would be cool. I'm trained in it and everything.
By the way, at this point, I'm gonna make myself over to where Ulrich and this halfling are.
Sure. And yeah, he's lying. You feel like you see something shifty about his eyes, and like you see him sweating a little bit when you start asking me about this stuff.
Well, I'm now not to pry or nothing, but I'd lower my voice. I mean, you can tell me if you're in trouble or something, but you seem a little worried when I started talking about this.
And he kind of looks at you, he's like, "Well, I'm not in trouble, but let's just say I keep secrets well, and Might take a little, you know, to get me to talk about that. You know what I mean?
Not exact. Are you talking money or booze?
Yeah, money.
Ah, money. Always money. Always money. No one be having to need something done instead, would you?
Nope, I make ends meet pretty well. Like I said, Welver pays me pretty well for my carpentry work.
Sound like you need money. You don't have like a favor you need me to do or nothing like that.
Nope, fortunately not. Just money. You know what they say? Money talks. Haha.
Can I kind of go around to the backside of this halfling and pull out a dagger on his back?
Okay, you're approaching him from the front as he's talking with Ulrich. So he sees you coming behind him. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me.
Oh, this ain't gonna go well.
Probably not. I don't know why this was. Yeah, no, does not go very well. Since you're wearing chainmail, unfortunately for you, as you like go to pull your dagger out, you clickety clack with your armor, and he's like, hey, let's. And as he says, hey, he kind of raises his hand, says, Garland, and you see the guard and that the dude just ran, the cellar dude, kind of approach you guys like, what's the problem here, Mr. Stanor? I don't know, but this guy's pulling a dagger on me. I don't know what the fuck's happening. I was just talking to this dude over here. Now he's pulling a dagger. I don't know what the fuck's happening to you, man.
I look at Garland and be like, dagger. I was just scratching my back. Just pull out my hand without the dagger.
You have a dagger in your hand here, dude.
Oh, the dagger's in my hand?
The dagger's in your hand. You just made some noise as you were pulling it out to like put it at his back. So he heard the clickety clackety of your hand going to your dagger. And as you got the dagger out to like put it at his back, he started making all this noise. So the dagger is out at his back at this point.
Nice. I'm gonna go ahead and just swipe the dagger along the backside of his shirt and be like, you had a piece of dust.
Make a deception check for me. The fuck?
Want to see you succeeded us now.
Holy
Oh
shit!
my gosh!
Yeah, no. Garland.
no.
Garland
It's
looks
not
at
going
you,
well.
and Justran and the guard look at you. They're like, "Get the fuck out now, both of you. I don't want to see you guys ever again. You can't be pulling knives out on the fuck. The fuck, guys." Garland kind of looks at you. He's like, "I thought we had a good. What the fuck, guys? I thought we were good. The fuck is this shit?"
You know, I thought we were good too, but apparently we're not. We'll be seeing ourselves out.
Yeah, you better. I don't want to see y'all around here again.
Well, Cromwell, let's go.
The fuck? What the fuck was that?
When we get out, I'm gonna say,
I thought it would turn out a lot smoother than it actually happened.
well, I can appreciate that. Maybe next time in the dark, not in the middle of the tavern. Come on, man. You're smarter than that.
Yeah, it's a good point. I was getting a little impatient.
I feel you. Everyone's looking for money. I don't get it.
Yeah,
makes
we're
the world go
kind
round,
of short
too.
on that now.
Well, I say we meet up with the other folk. Maybe they got some leads on making some money, and we can let them know what we know, and
Cool.
figure out where to go from there.
All right, so yeah, you guys are heading over across the street to the Swinging Sword, and we're transitioning back over to Llus, DQ, and Elwarin, who are going to go talk to the guard, Iran.
Right, yeah, we'll just walk up to him, and I'll ask him about I'll tell him that Kalisa told me to talk to him and ask him about the location of Larman at his barbershop. If you could guide me to where we have to go.
I think you mean he kind of sits there and thinks. He's like, Larman doesn't own a. Oh, you mean Gaelker? Gaelker owns the barber shop. Larman just hangs out there because Larman's got nothing better to do with his life. Yeah, and he kind of sits there and thinks. He's like, how do I explain how to get there? He's like, oh, got it. He's like, yeah, when you head out the door here, you take a left, and then you take that first right down the side alley, go down past the big houses. He's like, you'll see a big wagon workshop. Just, go past the Lorns, and, keep going for a bit. You're going to go past Mother Yolanta's on the right side. After that next side street, you're going to keep going for a little bit. It'll be on your left-hand side. Can't miss it. Yeah, right here, to be specific.
At this point, I'd like to assume I've extricated myself from my conversation with Brother Earden.
Roll a charisma check for me. Roll some charisma
Oh,
for me.
for fuck's sake.
It's okay. I rolled low for everyone. You'll be okay.
Charisma or wisdom, you said?
Charisma. You gotta be charismatic to get out of here, my dude.
Oh, at least it wasn't a 1.
True, it wasn't a 1. Hey, Llus, I have a question for you. Do you want to give him another beer as you head out, or are you not worried about that anymore?
Yeah.
Yes, you're giving him another beer, or yes, you don't care?
Yes, we're giving him another beer.
Yeah, no, so that 10 doesn't work, my dude. So you're still
This
stuck.
is so messed up.
That's another 3 gold, my dude, or 3 silver out of your pocket, Mr. Useless.
Not a problem.
Yeah, no, not a problem for you, I'm sure. But yeah, so it's this this town, this building in with the white square. Thank you very much, Cromwell, for that.
Is this building? Sorry.
This one. That's Galker's. He's the barbershop dude that your friend or the person that you guys need to go talk to, Larman, hangs out at during the day. He looks at you, he's like, why are you going to go talk to Larman? What do you need to see Larman about?
Kalisa told us he knows a lot about what's going on around this town, and he talks a lot about it, at least. So just hoping to get some more information from him.
Fair enough. Just gotta know, Larman's kind of a scaredy cat. He doesn't go out at night anymore. That's why he's not out around here. He used to come around here once in a while, but he'd usually be at the helm with the high sun across the street. But he hasn't been coming out around anymore recently. Just kind of goes home after the sun goes down. So if you're looking to catch him, you want to catch him during the morning time. Just a friendly thing from you to me. I see you've been paying Kalisa nicely, which comes back to me. I heard you guys got a cart and some horses. I'm also the stable master here, so also more money for me. So I appreciate the business.
Appreciate the insight.
Yeah. You got any more questions? And as he says that, Eustace, you kind of notice that Vallivoe is on his 6th beer, and he's swaying a bit, and he's emphatically kind of motioning for you to come back over.
Hang on, point of order, real
Sure.
quick. 2 things. One, what is the guy's name we were talking to again?
Iran, Iraun. That's the name.
And he's the stable master.
He's the stable master and the guard of the swinging sword. He's just
Okay.
standing.
And
in the back.
then
The guy that you work with,
second-
Willie, he's kind of just the stable boy. Iran.
Yeah, no. That much I remember. The other thing was, did Vallivoe kindly accept the beer I sent his way?
Yes.
Did I get any kind of positive acknowledgement from him?
He gave you a thumbs up, but you were
Awesome.
He looked at you as you were going to sit down with Brother Earden. He gave you a thumbs up, and then Brother Earden just went in, and you haven't.
Got it. So at least I saw the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was getting back in his good graces. Thank you.
You don't know if you're in his good graces yet. He's been drinking a bit. He may not remember what happens tonight, but he's at the moment he is currently excited for the extra beer you've given him. That he has.
Well, that's good.
For.
That's my point of order over. We may continue.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, he is emphatically kind of motioning over for Useless to kind of come over to him.
Okay.
The rest of you guys come with him, Elwarin, DQ.
Roger. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him.
Sure.
Sure, cool.
Don't see the
And
harm.
yeah, so you guys
Alright.
kind of sit around
You
him.
walk
Oh,
over.
it's like, hey, they're useless. Who are these friends of yours? I saw that one. And he kind of points at DQ, but his hand goes a little bit too far and kind of bops him in the nose. He's like, oh, sorry about that. Who's that one? And he stretches out his arm again a little bit too far, and it pokes Elwarin in the chest. Huh?
I said something similar happened before.
Yeah, he pokes Elwarin, and she's like, "Oh, ha, I got both of them useless. They're real. Who are these two folks?"
Useless. I'm gonna need you to control your friend.
Nonsense. He's having a great time. I don't know what you're talking about.
You become so stress-free.
Bar fight. Bar fight.
I'm just highly entertained.
He's like,
Um,
"Useless. You
It's
look at
great
that."
when it's not at my expense.
He's like, "Useless. You take a look at that book yet that I gave you earlier today?"
No, not yet. We've been running some other errands.
All right. Well,
What?
and he kind of hiccups. He's like, "I thought I'd let you know there were 12 other books. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier today. And I bought from a merchant. He kind of was rolling through town, come from Wamford. Have you
Right.
been to Wamford before?
No.
You have, correction.
Have we?
You
Where
guys
did we go?
stayed there on your way.
Yeah, we were there.
That's where you
Did
met
we say?
Cromwell.
Okay.
And that's where
Thursday.
that's where Lando and BigYin took a dip in the river, and DQ almost got a cold.
Totally forgot the name of that town.
Yeah, it's all good.
I thought we were just stopping in some like random instance.
I mean, maybe it was a random instance, but that's the town he's talking about, and you happen to stop
Kinda.
by there.
Yeah.
He's like, I heard. He kind of pulls back and he smiles. He looks right in DQ's eyes. He's like, I heard there's a sketchy skipper out there that had these books, and his head kind of rolls back over, and he looks at Elwarin. He's like, nobody knows where he got those books from. And he rolls his head over to you. He's like, huh. Well, there were 12 of them. And I got one. And he kind of, as he says one, he's kind of like rolling his finger kind of around. And he's like, his body's kind of shaking and rocking back and forth and kind of left and right. And so he looks woozy. He's like, I got one of them, though.
You feeling all right there?
Yeah. Another dead day. Made some money thanks to you and your buddies. Where's that? There he is. And he points over the Furbolg. He points over to Bane. He's like, yeah, he tried to cast some magic, didn't he?
Yeah, that he did.
Yeah. Tell him he can't come back to my store till he apologizes. Someone gave me a beer. That was real kind of him.
Yeah, I'll definitely let him know.
Yeah, well,
Might have given him another beer.
useless. And he's kind of like tapping you on the shoulder. He's like, don't be a stranger. I love talking to you, man. I can't. And he kind of hiccups. He's like, you're an orc with glasses, man. Where did that come from? Like, I've never even seen one of those. And yeah, keep going.
So what are you gonna say?
He's just like, then he just kind of leans back and you just see him smiling at you.
And the smartest one of my tribe.
I got that look from you. I bet you were the smartest one. Because all the other orcs I see, they just like to punch things.
I've definitely got a different route to punch things.
Ooh, spicy. And you see him just kind of like swing his arms in the air. You punch things with your mind, don't you? You one of them wizard folks, ain't you? Got the glasses. I see you reading, you nerd. You're like me. We're nerds.
That's the idea.
Yeah. And as he says that, he kind of takes his last drink, and he slams the beer on the table. And Iran kind of notices this, and he quickly approaches Vallivoe. And he picks up Vallivoe, and he's like, "Yeah, I think this is his last drink, guys. I'm gonna get him home. Tell Kalisa, if you don't mind, to let him that I'm bringing him home."
Yeah, will do.
All right, guys. And he kind of gives you a little salute, and he takes Vallivoe home. And as he opens the door to take Vallivoe home, you see Cromwell and Ulrich walking into the bar, or walking into the tavern. And they notice you three, Elwarin, Llus, and DQ sitting at a table. And they see BigYin deep in a conversation with Brother Earden. Brother Earden's getting more and more loud as the beers pile up around the table. And Llus is looking more and more uncomfortable with the situation.
I will walk to the table with the 3 people.
Sure.
So, you guys got any good leads out there?
We got some information from Kalisa about some things going on in the hills, and she asked us to go over to Lance Rock and check out what's going on over there. Some trouble going on apparently, and she offered us some gold if we would go over there.
So, point of order, they wouldn't know who Kalisa is. You'd have to tell them that's the innkeeper.
Well,
I'm guessing you just said, just letting you know. Like, you probably told them that, yeah, the innkeeper's name is Kalisa.
I do.
Okay, cool.
So we just gotta investigate?
Appears so.
What does that mean?
Along those lines.
Can we
Well,
just say we did it?
Well, she hasn't really been there herself. She said we should. She's worried that there's some folks that might cause trouble and would ruin her business. So she just wants us to make sure there's nothing going on that could harm her, I guess.
Yeah,
And
she
where-
have a lot of info, but not too descriptive on exactly what we're doing.
Yeah.
Where is this rock?
Do we know where it is?
So she told you it's called
Lance Rock, right?
Yep, and she told you to go talk to Larman.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
He'll lead
Okay.
you
I
guys. there.
just wasn't sure if that's a location we were already aware of.
Yeah, she didn't bring a map out and like kind of point like this is
Okay.
Lance Rock. She just said, yeah, like if you don't know where it is, just go talk to Larman. He'll let you know. He'll kind of take you.
Yeah. Yeah. So she mentioned to go to this guy Larman. He would know a little bit more about what's going on. She just hears the stories. So we were gonna go there, but he doesn't really come out at night anymore. So we probably have to wait till the morning to talk to him.
Well, that's a bit convenient.
Convenient.
We got some news that can be taken care of only at night.
Okay.
There's some hood, not for pay, unfortunately. I don't think, unless we'll talk about it. There's some hooded figures that are harassing the quarry folk, causing some problems down there. So I was gonna go see if they're the hooded figures that were causing problems down south. Maybe talk to the quarry master, see if she'll pay us to get rid of the hooded figures.
You piqued my interest. Hooded figures, mystery.
But maybe it won't pay, but we should still probably deal with the hooded figures because,
I mean,
you
it's
know.
Well,
Can I get up now, please,
what
and
does it
walk
look
over to the
like?
table?
You know what? I will say that Eustace's last drink kind of hits Brother Earden, and he starts fumbling and stumbling through his words, to the point where Kalisa notices that and pings over to her maid to kind of take him to his room, and you're free of his tirade about Lathander and the wonders of the God of Light.
I finally get up, shake my head, and I walk over. I'll look over at Llus and say, "I'll do you for this later." And then, but I give him a chuckle and a little elbow, like it was a good joke. And I look over at Ulrich and I say, "So, what information have you gleaned? That one was talking me ear off, if you might say. Have you got any information?"
I'll bring him up with what I've said so far.
That's fine. No need to
and
RP it
I'll
again.
also explain all the things that they would have heard anyway. So
Got
we're
it.
not.
So no need
uh,
to RP it.
You talk about Zommeth and stuff like that also. How do you
Yeah.
describe the Zommeth kind of interaction?
Well, we got this half orc lady. Looked, she's carrying a big old sword. Knew a good amount about these dwarves from Mirabar, which really piqued my interest. Also, I kind of remember y'all folks were looking for people from Mirabar. Said she met up with them on the other side of the hills about 15 days ago. And they were headed this way and still haven't arrived. So that's something we should look into.
Where did you say they got stuck at, or didn't? Did you get that info just now?
Last sighting was out where we were reported that their last sighting was B something. What's it called?
Belliard.
Belliard Way.
I'll spell that for
And
you
they were
guys.
coming to Red Larch.
It's
Okay.
Belliard, Belliard. We can go back to the map in a little bit, and we can go back to location just so you guys are.
They were on their way here 15 in the they were last sighted 15, 20 days ago. Well, at least
Got it.
according to Zalmith, she saw them 15 days ago.
15 days ago, yeah.
So, BigYin, were you able to get anything out of your friend over there at the table before he got too drunk?
I mean, the man's obsessed with his god, I'll tell you that. He's got god in the brain. It's amazing he can even drink. Let's see, what did I get out of him? I didn't get much. He did mention that, all he said was that he had heard of them, that there was just a group, a mix of dwarves, some humans, there may have been a moon elf. He traveled with them briefly in a pub and said there was a bar fight, and that's all he really remembers. I think the man drank so much he forgot most of what he may have heard. He's bloody useless.
Could that moon elf he's talking about be the Princess Terrestrial we're looking for?
I'm thinking it's the one we're looking for. It sounds like that group from Mirabar. He did mention Mirabar. He did say that did kind of jog his memory a bit, but he didn't have much. He was not much on the way of details.
Okay.
So, I figure at this point we may as well do what investigating we can here and gather any additional information by talking maybe to the wagon man. He may have a bit more information, but beyond that,
Which wagon man?
the wagon master, the guy they were talking to, he might have some more information on them. Yeah.
They weren't talking to a wagon master. Do you mean the halfling?
The stable master. Either that or I might go try and talk to the half orc from what he says, but
oh, you mean Iran? You're talking.
Yeah, either talk to Iran, see if he's heard anything. I mean, just point of order, DM. The way it seemed like it was framed way back when there was gonna be a contact waiting for us.
Sure.
Have we just not met that contact yet?
We have not met that contact yet. There is a contact here in the town. What you were told was that you'd meet a lot of people at the Swinging Sword at the Helm at the High Sun. They weren't clear on whether your contact was there. They said that's where a lot of people kind of gather. So you said they said that might be a good starting point to getting information. They didn't necessarily say your contact was at the bars or at the inns.
There's a lot more vexing, but okay, that's fine. So, I say we go talk to this quartermaster if we can, see if we can get some information on these here cultists.
How quiet are you guys talking?
I mean, probably not. I wouldn't be talking quietly.
Okay. All right.
Ulrich is a fairly confident person. So.
That's fair. I'm guessing, and BigYin's loud as shit, so all right, cool. Cool.
Well, I'm not raising my voice in the middle of a pub.
But you're just a loud man
We're not quiet at all.
Yeah, you're not. You guys aren't like whispering to each other or anything like that. You guys are just talking like you would normally.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, cool. Just checking. Thank you. As you guys are chatting, like midway through, Ron kind of opens the door and he kind of sees walking back in, and he kind of nods his head over at Llus and DQ. And he kind of raises his eyebrow when he sees that you guys have added 3 more people to your group. And he just kind of shrugs his shoulders and keeps walking.
Wait.
Give him a
Okay.
nod back.
What?
Give him a nod back.
Yeah, I was just thinking I go over to BigYin. I go, probably not best for you to be here, my man.
Why do you say that?
I mean, we're still in the place that he got kicked out of, right?
No, we're in the pub.
Oh, why did I think that we were still there? Sorry,
We were talking to the guy who.
You're talking to Vallivoe, who made a joke about BigYin and not wanting to have him in his shop again.
Okay, I got the persons mixed up. Okay,
Yeah,
that's why.
the best part for that was that he didn't remember who bought him to the drink, and that's what I think that's what got Llus like the most excited about that interaction.
Yeah, I got messed up right there.
Yeah.
So I gotta rewrite something real quick, but okay, just carry on.
Yeah.
So I'm permanently banned from the shop then?
Yes, you are permanently banned from the shop.
Really?
Well.
Are you asking like me as the DM or like as like how are you asking Llus? What who are you asking here?
Yeah, who are you asking?
Never mind. I will ask you, DM, later outside of this conversation, so I don't get lied to.
Yes.
Fair. I mean, you can roll an insight check to see if he's lying to you. There's a lot of things you can do here to get the information while role playing.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking roll. I'm gonna insight check. Useless.
Yikes, this is not gonna go well.
I didn't mean to bring this up. It was just a common misunderstanding. I'm sorry.
Please don't
I mean-
roll a 1.
Yeah, you're actually kind of worried now that you've burned a bridge that you actually want to burn.
Damn it, motherfucker!
Because yeah, he seems to have like the only books on anything you want to know in the town, and yeah, you're kind of sad now. Like you're like the Brother Earden thing kind of brought you down a level, but this one brings you down a whole like full 2 levels because like now you're just like well shit, that's a terrible bridge to have burned. Continue. He has lied to you effectively.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'll see if I can talk to the man later. He may not remember. We'll see. Right. So, someone else lead. I'm tired of talking.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't suppose any of you read Dwarvish.
Yeah, I would say I do.
As the dwarf.
A bit rude.
Were you saying that
I don't know, man. Like sometimes it might not be the case.
I know it's a bit rich coming
True,
from
just
you.
because you're a certain race doesn't mean you speak the language.
Yeah.
I would assume that someone from your background would understand that not all dwarves or half-orcs fit the mold of being a dummy, but
Try to prove them wrong.
what can I do for you?
Anywho, I got this book here. I gotta pull out the fancy book. I'm interested to know what it says.
I will read the book.
Can he read the book?
If I can.
1 second. Yeah, give me a second. I need to double check this.
Well, you couldn't read the sword, so
Yeah, that was like ancient dwarvish. I don't think this is like ancient dwarvish. I think it takes like you would need a second to kind of go through and like translate it for the group. Like you can't just like look at it and like be like, oh yes, I can read this perfectly. Like you look at it, you're like, shit. I have a lot of practice. Yeah, you're like a lot of practice on this dialect. But you could get to it. You could translate it if you had like a day or two, just to kind of review it and kind of make sure you're getting all of like the nuances and stuff like that out of it.
I do rescind my previous comment about being a dummy. This will take me a bit.
Yeah, well, when we have more time, if you could take a look at it, that would be great.
It has been a while since I've taken formal dwarven.
Yeah, I guess for reference for both of you guys, I don't know if I described it super well for Llus when he got it. It's an older looking book. Yeah. Like a historical like dwarvish document, but it's not written in like the old dwarvish like the short sword is written in. It's just like a formalized version and like older like version of dwarvish that isn't used in like normal speech or like when you were writing stuff for the military wasn't typically used, but you learned it and you know how to read it. It's just like I gotta like get back into that mindset to kind of get back into it.
Like if you're Jewish reading Hebrew.
Yes, and you you go through your schooling and stuff like that. Like you know how to do it. It's just like you're used to reading English, and then you're like, oh, should I gotta like switch it in my head to like remember how to read this and like understand it properly. But yeah, you could understand it after a couple days. From what you like, from the very first like perusal, it just looks like a history book. You're not sure of what area yet, but it looks like a history book to you. Like, and it's part of a set of 12.
I will relay that information at least.
And it seems like he has book 5. It's like a really awkward. It's not like it's not the beginning. It's not the end. You're like kind of randomly starting in the middle. That's why it's also going to take you a couple days because you're just like, what the fuck is happening here?
You can hold on to this if you want, or in my downtime, I can give it a read. I don't mind either way.
Yeah, we'll wait for downtime.
Yeah, so
basically, the book now.
Yeah, so just be like table talk wise, it would take you probably 16 hours just to kind of go through it and kind of understand it. It's like a thick book too. It's not like it's a small scan. It's like 300, 400 pages worth. So it's going to take you a while just to kind of go through it and like make sure your translation's correct and stuff like that to tell them more information on the book. So I would argue you'd need like 2 proper days of like not adventuring, of just like downtime to do that. Because you couldn't do it like obviously when you're taking a long rest because it's dark, and you're keeping watch and all that stuff and sleeping. But like if you had like 2 like full days, or like if you however you want to break it up, like 4 hours in a day or whatever, it's gonna take you 16 hours.
Makes sense.
Next time we're on the road.
All right, then you will be holding it. I don't want to be responsible for it.
And then I give him the dark symbol pendant. I don't think I gave it to him last time.
You're giving him the pendant?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Okay.
For appreciation.
Ulrich did not say sick. But...
He looks at it and is like, by golly, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, got it.
Thank you, guys, sir. I appreciate that.
Cool.
Been drawing on random shit all day.
Yeah, so you have the pendant that is of that cult with the triangle with the line that people in the other bar were making fun of you saying it's a weird looking house.
Yes. Somehow everyone got the exact same joke.
It's a half house.
It does, I mean, if you look at it closely, it kind of looks like a teepee, just saying.
Like at least a roof.
Yeah, half a house.
Maybe I
the column in the middle doesn't even go up all the way. It's not a proper structural support.
Drawing it out and like, hey, my roof's broken. See right here.
Yeah. So I guess you have that pendant now. Make sure you remove that pendant from your inventory, Useless, and Ulrich, you put that in yours.
Got it. I at least have it on mine. I don't know.
Cool. All right. So I think DQ wanted to go talk to Iran, or BigYin did. Somebody want to talk to Iran about something?
Not I.
What I have can wait. I say we go do some action at this point. Do some action shit.
Okay.
To the quarry.
To the quarry.
what?
We go.
Here's an idea, guys. Let's go to the quarry.
Oh, hey, great idea. I was thinking the same thing.
Thank you.
So y'all are heading over to the quarry. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. Just wanted to make sure. So you guys have no idea how to get to this quarry. You're gonna have to ask directions from somebody, unless you guys just want to walk out onto the street in the night.
I thought that
Can we just ask directions without having to roleplay it?
Yeah, you can just ask. You can talk to you can talk to any like the normal people that you talk to. Like Kalisa would tell you, Iran would tell you. Who would you guys like to ask between those two?
We'll ask Iran.
Okay. So you ask Iran. He's like, huh? How would you be going to the quarry at night? Whatever. I don't care that much. Whatever. And he kind of tells you, and it's this building all the way to the left. So he's like, take a left, go all the way down. It's gonna be your last building on the right before the entrance to the quarry. Haha. And he kind of chuckles at his little joke. If you need anything else, feel free to come ask. Otherwise, you know where to find me.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
And then we will go to the quarry.
Cool. So as you guys are walking, it's dark. The people that don't have dark vision can't see because it's dark.
I'm actually gonna use my cantrip light on the tip of my sword, and I can kind of hold it in front for everyone.
Okay. By the way, did you guys talk about the half elf and what happened there? Or did you guys just keep that under wraps, Mr. Ulrich and Cromwell?
Halfling?
Yes, the halfling.
No, we did not bring that up.
Yeah, no, we
Okay,
didn't bring
fine.
that up because that was a little bit embarrassing. So
That's fine. No, just checking to make sure what the party knows. Just so I don't accidentally like do something that I shouldn't be doing. Excellent, cool. So you pull your sword out. You got some light emanating off of it. I'm guessing you're in the front then.
yes.
Yeah, and then
Alright.
people that
And
couldn't see in the dark can now see.
Your whole sword would light up, not just the tip.
So I'm thinking it's going to be more of like a Lord of the Rings, Return of the King with Frodo's sword. It's glowing when Sam's sword glows when he takes it off.
No, it is Frodo. It is Frodo's sword.
It's Frodo's
It's
sword,
Sting.
but Sam takes it after he gets stung by
Yeah.
Yep. You guys don't want to talk about it. I don't need to talk more about that. But that's how I'm imagining this goes off. It's a little bit brighter than that probably. So yeah, you guys are walking in a line in a square. It doesn't really matter. I'm guessing. Do you guys care how you guys are walking?
Flying V.
Flying bee, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, a line sounds very awkward at this moment, so I guess we just walk in a group.
Okay, that's fine.
Disordered group.
Sure. So as you guys approach, you notice that the stonework, the lamp is on out front, and you see somebody inside kind of shuffling around. It's a female woman, just kind of busying herself, kind of keeping all of her notes and stuff like that. It's not super late yet. If you guys had to like guess what time it was, it's probably around 9 o'clock. Brother Earden was just taking those shots and those drinks just in stride. Same with Vallivoe. They were chugging along.
Perfect time for a group of adventurers to knock on the door of someone.
Yeah. So you guys are just like knocking on the door.
Yeah. And by
Ulrich.
this time too, I turn off or I dismiss the light cantrip on my sword, so it's no longer shining bright in people's faces.
Yeah. So as you approach, the light kind of like shines in her face, and she kind of is like, "Huh," and she like kind of covers her eyes a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, can I help you?" Sorry, I need to find this voice. I didn't know you guys were going here today. Hello, how can I help you guys? That's a bright. Okay, thanks for turning off that light. That's excellent. It's evening. Can I help you?
Well,
Let me just say, kind of outside of the context of what's happening in this thing right now, that today I think is the first day that we've made it further than RaginRengo has expected.
Maybe. I just expected a couple other things to occur before you guys got here, but that's fine.
We beelined it.
Yeah, I just didn't prep this voice. I like prepped this scenario. I just didn't prep the voice.
man.
All right, continue. Sorry.
It's all
Well, ma'am, we were actually hoping that we could help you.
What you gonna help me with? Are
Well-
you guys strapping young folks that are gonna work the quarry at night?
A
Nah,
croaky voice for
we're-
one.
What'd you say?
Just giving you a hard time about the voice.
Yeah, the voice is fucked. It is what it is.
Well, from what I understand, you got some hooded figures around here who are causing problems for your night workers. Is this true?
She kind of looks at you and she's like, "What? No, these lazy fucks. They're scared of the dark. There's nothing there." God. And you just see her shake her head. She's like, "These motherfuckers." And she looks up. She's like, "Look, there are no hooded figures at all." And she's like, "I'll take you out and show you right now." And she kind of takes you guys out.
Can I make an insight check when she says that?
Sure. Holy
Decent.
shit. The nat 20.
Pretty good.
So, from what you can tell about her, she does think that her workers are lazy as shit, and there isn't anything to be worried about in the night. but she's hiding something about those masked figures. But only Cromwell knows this. None of the rest of you guys don't know this. Because none of the rest of you guys. I mean, if y'all want to roll insight, I can tell each and every one of you who knows this piece of information. But Cromwell currently is the only person who knows that. She's lying a bit about this.
I think it would make sense for Ulrich to also insight.
Sure, go for it.
He'll probably get a 1 and get confused old man again, but
15, not bad. So yeah, you kind of get the same feeling. Not so much about the fact that there are no, like the masked people like may or may not be there. Like that one seems to like fly with you because you're just like, oh, like you've heard things around town, so that makes you like kind of unsure if she's telling you the truth or not. But based off what she said, you're not sure if she's lying to you.
She believes it.
Yeah, you think she believes that there are no like masked figures there, and that these folks are just making up shit to not work.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, "Can I get y'all's names? I don't think I've seen y'all before."
I am Ulrich Bronzebeard. Nice to meet you.
Cromwell.
I'm Elwarin.
Swift.
The BigYin.
Okay, I think we got one more. You man in the back, the one with the scales.
I just muted, then unmuted, then muted again. Name's DQ.
That's y'all are interesting. Y'all adventurers.
Well,
I think you can call us that, but I don't think there's an official title.
Are y'all looking to get rich? Is that y'all looking for money?
Will
Got a
I
job
wouldn't say
for us?
no.
It's hard, yeah, it's hard to say no to that, but you know, I think everyone wants to be rich to some extent.
So she kind of looks around. She's like, I don't know if I should be telling you this, but I heard there's a couple different treasure things around town here. One is in a cave. It's called Trickle Rock. And one is in a cave near Lance Rock. I heard there's lots of money to be made there. Just what I've been told. Don't know if y'all care too much.
I'm interested about Lance Rock. Where would that be?
Oh yeah, that's yonder down. That's yonder out by the hill. Honestly, I haven't been there myself recently. It's been a little bit, but I'm sure someone in town could take you. It's a little bit southwest of here.
Here?
Like the town.
Where's north on this map? So
North
it's
is way.
this.
North is this way.
And so this is Lance Rock?
No,
Where
it's
I'm pinging?
southwest of the town. She's talking just southwest.
Oh, okay, so it's here. All right.
It's
off this direction.
Yeah, in that direction. Yes.
Okay.
It's north, east, south, west. Fortunately, this is
Got it.
this is a nice map.
I'm
It's
not.
a very nice map.
I'm not gonna look a gift horse in. Well, I'm gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. Why are you telling us about treasure?
Well, y'all seem like adventurers. I heard adventures are about money and about treasure, and thought y'all would like to know about that. Because, yeah, you're adventurers.
I mean, it just seems like someone of your stature and business would be able to send out some folks to go get it yourself.
Oh, no, I'm not interested in that. I like the quarry work. It's honest, good work. I don't have to worry about losing people one way or the other.
You like freelancing?
She looks at you, she's like, what do you mean by freelancing?
Is that not a term that's necessarily welcomed in this world? I'm asking you.
What are you asking her? Yeah, what are you trying to ask her?
No, I meant you. I'm asking you. Is freelancing not a term?
It is a term, but like, what do you mean by that? Like, she's trying to understand like what you mean by freelancing. Like, in what
as
sense?
in like just waiting. I'll speak back to her. Just waiting on people to come by and do work for you that you don't have to be attached to.
I mean, I work the stone, the quarry here. Like, this is mine. But like, I'm not an adventurer myself. I don't plan on being an adventurer at any time. I just like working this, and I let adventurers know when they ask me. I haven't met too many. Y'all are actually the first ones I've told about the cave near Lance Rock and the Trickle Rock cave. It's the one by Trickle Rock cave. It's kind of hidden. I heard a group of bandits deposited their treasure there before they rode off into the sunset, as it were. And she looks at you, she's like, by rode off into the sunset, I mean brutally murdered by a group of adventurers. because they were thieving on the long road. But y'all do with that information what you will. But yeah, if y'all want to come out, I can show you. There's no one out here.
Sure. Why
if
don't
I
you
might-
show us?
If I may just interject, my friend here, he means we're freelancers. He was inquiring
Ah.
as, do you want us? We've heard tell of some trouble, some cloaked fellows running about the town at night, and they seem to have taken a liking to your quarry. We hear that the miners didn't like working at night anymore. We came here hoping, you see, we've run into some fellows like this, and we're hoping to see if we might help each other out. We clear out your quarry, you can get back to work, and if you see fit, you might see fit to providing us with a bit of a financial remuneration, if you can my meaning.
I'm gonna interrupt. She's already explained that there aren't any hooded figures in the quarry.
Fair enough.
She doesn't believe there are any, is what she told you
Right.
guys.
She doesn't
Cromwell-
believe them.
So
Well, yeah, but
is what she's telling you guys. So Cromwell's insight is telling you that she's lying a little bit about that. Like, she thinks that there might be something there. She's not fully giving you guys the truth. And Ulrich isn't quite sure if she believes what she says on that part. But everything else seems to kind of line up where she thinks her workers are lazy shit.
now
Well-
if y'all want to be working in a quarry, go for it. But I'm not the type of dwarf to be holding the mining pick.
That's fair. I'm not telling y'all to work for me. I actually don't want adventurers to work for me. I'm just giving you the information on those two locations. Do with that what you will. I just heard there's treasure up there. Might be worth your while if you're looking to make some quick cash. Staying in town can be expensive, I've been told. I have my own place here, so I don't, pay rent or rent out rooms, as it were. But
Why don't you show us this quarry?
sure. So she takes you out. It's a very dark quarry. None of the lamps are on because nobody's working, because they all aren't working, and she's pissed off by that. And she just has a torch with her because she can't see in the dark because she's a human. And she's like, "Y'all follow me," and she just takes you guys. This voice is going all over the place. I do apologize.
I'm gonna pull BigYin aside real quick.
Sure.
Yeah,
and be like,
I was actually gonna say, like, while she's leading us out, I wanted to just linger in the back and let the other
Yeah.
people that are lingering in the back know, like, hey, I'm pretty sure she's lying about these masked
Oh.
figures.
So are you like whispering that, or like?
Oh, yeah, I'm
how are you doing all this?
Definitely whispering, facing the other way. Like, I'm at least 20 feet away from her so that she can't hear me.
Make
Unless
a
she
stealth
has
roll
the
for
ears
me.
of God.
Make a stealth roll for me, because you're like you're next to her as you guys start heading out. So you're trying to see if she doesn't hear you. Yeah.
no, what he's
But this
trying
is
to
like,
explain.
I'm like, I've waited until she's like
Yeah.
No,
walked.
I know. I'm just saying, like, she notices that you're not with her anymore. That's all. That's all I was gonna say.
But
Okay.
like there's other people in the group who are
Yeah, yeah.
walking with her now.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm just saying she notices that Cromwell is no longer with her. Is all I was trying to say. She doesn't hear what you're saying or anything like that. She just notices that you're.
She
no
just
longer
notes
with her.
that we've shifted position.
Yes.
That's all.
Yeah.
It's
for-
not like he pulled a fade and disappeared.
Yeah.
It's
Right,
that she
right.
notices that he's no longer standing in proximity to her and his position has changed, and that now
Sure.
I'm at the back of the group
Okay.
with Ulrich and Cromwell. So she just noticed that we've changed and is probably twigged to the fact that we're having our own private conversation.
Yeah.
Do I have the right of it?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I said, it's not like she's like, oh, she's gonna start like yelling at you for like changing position. She's just like, she just notices that you've moved around. Is all. That's all I was trying to say. Cool.
Okay.
So yeah, so she's leading you guys
Right.
out.
So then I'm gonna talk to BigYin quietly. Like I think it's a good I think it's a good idea for you guys to work in the mines if you can, and Cromwell and I will stick around in the shadows and see if we can pick up any of these hooded figures, if there are any.
I mean, I'm a bit big for the mine work. I'm a bit tall. I may hit my head on the cave. I reckon we can try. I didn't see any problem
Well-
with us just like taking a poke around.
It's a quarry
Is
pit,
it-
not a mine. Just as a
Yeah,
point of order.
it's an open
open
pit
pit, yeah.
quarry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's an open quarry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon we can, but we may as well take a poke around and see if there's anything hidden. I mean, I hear these stonecrafters can be very clever. You dwarves can make doors of stone like
All
nothing,
right,
from
well,
what I
that's
hear.
offensive, but
Well, I mean, no offense. I mean, you're grand craftsman with the stone. You can make doors that anyone can see. I've heard.
well, we are pretty good, but
So,
yeah.
there may be a canny person in this here group, in that there group of hooded folk around here that may have fashioned the door that we might stumble across. I say we investigate. If we need to do a bit of hammering and a bit of banging about, we may as well. But I'm not keen on the idea. Is all I'm saying.
All right, fair enough. Then
But if you think it'll be worth it, I'll
No,
agree. I'll back your
no.
play.
we'll poke around here, and I mean, I'm not gonna be one to be minding either, so who am I to ask? I'll go and join the rest of the group.
Actually, can I turn into a mole? I wonder if there's a giant mole creature.
You would have had to have seen one,
Yeah.
I've seen moles before.
but not a giant
But
mole.
a giant mole, yeah.
That's a fair point.
I was also gonna say you're gonna change shape right in front of this lady.
Well, no, I'm gonna wait till she leaves.
Into a mole.
Yeah, so I'll join the rest of the group.
She's like, yeah, she kind of shows you around, and you guys don't see anybody kind of around right now. And she's like, yeah, there's nobody around here, like, watching the workers. I think they're just lazy pieces of shit, if we're being honest. I got orders to fill. They don't want to work. I pay them well. They're just scared of things that go bump in the night, I guess. I don't know. And
Can I? How big is this quarry? Like, kind of
It's-
in
it's-
terms of.
So if you look at the bottom, there's a grid. 50 feet is that length. So I think it's about 250 feet wide.
Okay.
And about around 150 feet deep, like tall. So like this dimension, here I'll draw a line. This dimension here is 150, and this dimension here is 250.
Okay.
Roughly.
The measure tool is accurate, by the way.
Oh, nice. I didn't know if it was actually.
When we're like close to this point, can I actually use divine sense?
Nice. Sure. Go ahead and post that in the chat for me.
And I'm not sure how this works, kind of outside of combat, but
Yeah,
'cause
no,
it
you
says
don't.
as an action you can do it, but
Yeah, you don't smell anything.
or sense anything.
Yeah, I mean, so you would, I guess, just be aware, like, this is a celestial fiend or undead thing. So, like, you're looking for, like, liches or, like, zombies or skeletons and stuff like that with this, or, like, celestial bodies.
Oh, so it wouldn't
or, like,
necessarily apply for something like
people.
cultists. Or
No, it doesn't work with
something.
people necessarily.
Okay, cool.
Assuming they're human people
Yeah, assuming they're
or
human
human cultists.
Yeah.
Could be an undead.
Exactly. You have no idea.
Could I see if could I start wandering around the quarry, just kind of using my knowledge of nature and trying to see if I can perceive anything off about the quarry, anything that might be obfuscated with cunning stonework or anything like that, or would that
Sure.
be more of an investigation?
I'd rather you do investigation.
Okay. I mean, I don't have it. It'll be a straight roll, no bonuses. But sure, why not? Why the fuck not? I roll like shit, anyways. Holy shit! A nat 20.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it looks like a normal quarry to you. It looks like they've been at work for a couple generations now. It's not. This isn't like she's not the first owner of this quarry.
That's all a nat 20 gets me.
I'm not done. Calm down. You can kind of see like the way that the workers would be working in the evening does cast shadows in different ways. Like as you guys are kind of wandering through, she kind of lights the torches and kind of areas, so like you could kind of see like how they'd be getting spooked at night. And as you kind of keep going around, you see the way that they cut the stone is interesting to you. Like they may not be doing the most efficient job, perhaps, and you also might you get an idea based off just how it all looks like. That's also an issue she's having. that the workers aren't working as efficiently as they should be, which is pissing her off because she's got orders to fill and they're not doing the best job they could be. Yeah.
So they're gold bricking.
But
I guess no, it's just like they're not working. They're not cutting the stone as efficiently as possible. So like her orders are taking longer than they should be, so it's costing her more money than it should be. So her bottom line is getting affected based off.
Okay, is it because they're like unskilled, or they're just doing it intentionally?
Mix of both, perhaps. You're like I said, the Nat 20. Like I would say you haven't been around quarries too often, so I'm not going to give you like that information because that wouldn't make sense because you're from the forest.
Okay, but I can tell like it's just not clean.
Yeah, you can tell like it doesn't look like it's a great job. Like it just you can tell by like craftsmanship, it doesn't look like they're doing a great job kind of cutting.
But there's nothing that just seems off except for how the light is just casting shadows.
Yeah, light cast shadows, and like you see like along the ridges and stuff like that like as like the light kind of casts shadows and stuff like that, if they think they saw somebody, it would look really spooky up here, just because like they could watch from the tops of this as they work.
And you said this is an open cast quarry?
Yes.
So it's not like they're going into holes. This is just like
Correct.
they're literally cutting back into the hill.
Correct.
Okay.
But yeah, like you said, you kind of look up and you notice like these ledges and stuff like that. It could be really creepy if people were standing there.
Okay.
But like I said, you're not super well versed with stonework, so I'm not going to say that you can tell how inefficient they're being and stuff like that because you just wouldn't know.
All right.
sometimes a quarry's just a quarry.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know, I didn't know, I couldn't sense anything off. I didn't know if any of you fellas notice anything, but it looks just, to me, it looks as if the light are causing the workers to see things, and mayhaps they're not exactly happy with their conditions because some of the work here is not the best from what I can tell.
Yeah.
I'm no master with stone, but it doesn't look like they're doing as best they can.
Yeah, BigYin, as you kind of keep walking, she's just kind of showing you more and more of the quarry. You notice that there is a like broken, collapsed, like abandoned tunnel right around here, and it looks like it may have been done intentionally. Like it doesn't look like it was like a natural tunnel collapse.
Would it be difficult to clear?
Uh,
Like, is it a partial collapse? Is it collapsed all the way
it's-
through?
It's from what you can tell with that Nat 20, it looks like it's fully collapsed. But like I said, you're not super well knowledged on like mines and quarries and stuff like that, so you're not really sure if it can be fully cleared out.
All right.
I'm just saying
so-
the issue that you're having with your natural 20 is that you're not familiar with stonework and stuff like that or mining because you're from a forest.
So I'm seeing a lot, but I don't have the expertise to really puzzle it all out.
Yeah, or just real
You
knowledge.
have enough knowledge to be able to ask a question to someone that would know a lot about stuff.
That's what I was about to get
Yeah.
at.
Yeah, so like, you would
wait,
notice that
Ulrich-
and be like, that
yeah.
looks funky.
I'll
as
call
shit.
over. I'll wave over to BigYin, not to Useless, and I'll wave over to Ulrich, and I'll say, lads, Ulrich, Useless, you're a smart bugger. Come over here. Does this look deliberate to you? This is from what I can tell, this is no natural collapse.
And,
Does this look deliberate to you?
Yeah, as you say that, Albie kind of walks over. She's like, yeah, that wasn't natural. Let's just leave it at that. And you see her getting like angry as she's talking about it.
Can
we
I
try and-
roll
sorry.
an intelligence history check related to that?
Related to like
Per-
collapsed tunnels.
Yeah.
Ooh, stone cutting. Very
Stone
good.
cutting.
That's clever.
Does this count as
He's
stone
a
cutting?
Bronzebeard.
It's a collapsed tunnel. Would this count as stone cutting?
Stone
Technically, you have
cutting. It's not
stone
cutting.
cutting.
Stonework. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's
stone
technic-
cutting.
It's technically
any kind of
stonework
stonework.
because it wasn't natural, right?
Yeah,
No, it's
you
like a
had to have
tunnel.
done damage to stone.
No, I'm
So,
saying
stone-
this is like a tunnel to get to like a different part of the quarry. Sure,
Right.
why not? I'll let you just go ahead and just go ahead and roll that. Why not?
My reasoning is that because it's unnatural, someone
Sure. looks like somebody
specifically
tampered
did
with
it.
it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
So this is going to be wrong because I'm not. Well, I guess I can.
What's your
whatever.
so you just roll in your history check and we'll just add 2 to it, right? That's your proficiency.
It'll be 4 because it's doubled.
Do you have proficiency in history already?
No, it says you are considered proficient in the history
Oh,
skill.
okay. Yeah,
and
that's +4. Yeah, that makes sense.
So.
Oh,
So-
wow.
Yikes.
So that
Plus-
is a 12.
What?
That's a 12, right? Because it's 8 plus
No,
4.
I have advantage. Right. Oh wait, no, I don't.
Yeah, I was like, I only
So
give
yeah,
advantage. Yeah,
it
it's
is 12.
Yeah, it's 12. Okay. So with that, yeah, you can. It looks to you like it wasn't natural. You're not quite sure what the cause of the collapse of that tunnel was, but like, you can kind of tell. Like, it doesn't look like it was intention. It doesn't look like it was like a natural collapse. Like, it wasn't look like. It doesn't look like any of the wood or the kind of hold over for where that tunnel was being held together was rotted or anything like that. Like, it's not old.
So it's like a deliberate.
Yeah.
Somebody did this.
Yes.
Rather than an accident.
Yes. And you can tell that Albie's looks pretty upset looking at that.
Well, I don't want to. I'm not gonna bring up old wounds or anything like that, but this was definitely a deliberate act.
Yep. You don't gotta tell me twice. You see her shaking her head. Those lazy assholes. As soon as the more work started coming up, I told them, hey, I'll pay you guys. It's not a problem. They just kept telling me, yeah, we don't want to work extra hours. I kept asking them if they knew people I could hire to kind of work these hours. They kept telling me no. I think partially because they didn't want to get out of work. And next thing I knew, the week after that tunnel there collapses. It's been like that for 4 months now. And I just, honestly, I've been so backed up on work. I just haven't had time to get anybody out there to fix it.
Would I be able to tell if she's telling the truth about the 4 months? With the role that I had?
Yeah, like I said, it looks like it's been. You would think that it has been about that long, just based off like the way that the dust has kind of settled on it and a few other things. Yeah, it looks like 4 months sounds right.
Not often that that dwarves get to use their stone cunning, so
no,
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of like how to make this work like thematically because like it's not technically like if you had rolled the investigation check or like history check on the way the stone was getting cut and you rolled the natural 20, I could have told you exactly how inefficient they were being and yada yada yada. But like this was like a tunnel, and I was like trying to think about it. I was like, whatever. I think it's okay. Like they would make tunnels for stone work. Like that's fine.
Well,
and then she looks
right.
like, do you guys need anything else? Like I really think that as adventurers, those 2 places would be a lot better than looking at this quarry with a bunch of lazy assholes that don't want to work when I pay them.
So where's this? So I reckon from what we've seen, you didn't have a problem here. Thank you for showing us, and thank you for your suggestions. Can you tell us where this Trickle Rock Cave is?
She's like, yeah. Actually, would you guys come from one of the inns? The barkeep's there.
The Swinging Sword.
Oh yeah, go talk to Iran. He'll tell you exactly where to go.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, sorry.
Won't it bother you anymore. Sorry to drag you from your bed.
Yeah, no, I was just wrapping up some final paperwork. I was about to go to sleep. It's just, it's late. I don't really feel like letting you guys in. It's not a large space inside my office for this lot of you. She looks around like 70 you. Yeah, there's no way you would fit. But yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep. But yeah, if you guys want to just head over to those 2 places, that would probably be best. Just for a money-making side of things, because I probably wouldn't hire you guys for being straight here. Y'all would be a little too expensive for my mine, my quarry.
Fair enough. Thank you for your time.
Yep, and she walks you guys out, and she douses the torches as she goes, and you guys head out back here. Are you guys heading back to the Swinging Sword? She kind of waves you off, or what's your guys' game plan here?
I think once we get to here, it's not working.
Here?
Oh, because once we get to there, well out of earshot.
Sure.
Well, that sounds like a trap. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
Cromwell, you did say you thought she was lying.
Yeah, she was still. I mean, I think she's still hiding something about the masked figures.
Who just tells someone about 2 treasures?
That's fair. And
Like,
maybe that's
Yeah,
part
it,
of
it
the
sounds
up.
like she's
we
trying to
hadn't
just
even
push us away.
we hadn't even talked to her for 2 minutes, and she's telling us about riches.
That's a fair point. You know, I noticed there's a hill above the quarry. We may be, if we can sneak on up over there, we may be able to get some observation on the quarry, see what's going on. It's still night. We've got a long night ahead of us. What time is it, DM?
Like 10:30 at this point. Like
Alright, we
people
could
are.
spend a few hours. We could
peop-
spend a few hours on the hill.
Yes,
Yeah, a
people are
few of us
leaving the
have
bars.
night vision.
People are leaving the bars, and you can kind of see people kind of just like walking by you as they go home because you guys are like right here, right? So
I'll
people
shift into something that has night vision, and we can watch.
Sounds good. And I think that would be. I'm gonna have to end soon.
Yeah,
so.
that was where I was planning on stopping us.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
as well. So we're just ending up on this hill.
Yeah,
Is it this hill you guys are going to?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they're just marching on over there in the evening.
Yeah.
Lando is still asleep at the helm of the high sun, and the rest of you 6 are on this hill keeping watch in the evening.
Observing the quarry specifically.
Sure, that's a pretty far distance.
It's like an album.
Yeah, I
cover.
feel like we should be somewhere like here. Whoops. I
I'm just
feel like
saying
we
that
should be
that's-
somewhere like here.
or here, up there. Or...
I mean, we could have like a whole watch, right? Like someone here, like the torches in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but
Like close enough that we can alert the next person if something goes wrong, but far enough away that we can like encircle the whole place.
yeah.
Yeah, but
All right,
just-
I'm
even with
setting
dark
up.
vision.
I'll set up camp here.
And I'll be here.
Mark your spots, people.
So
By
y'all
the
are
way,
going
whoever
without
doesn't
saving,
have
right?
dark vision should stick with someone that has dark vision. Like DQ does not
I'm
have dark
trying to
vision.
I'm trying to see if I can shift into something that gives me dark vision. Give me a minute.
Should at least have an owl.
Yeah, giant owl. Here we go.
Not just like an owl though.
You can't be right. Why do you have to be giant?
Because why not?
That's
Well,
like, yeah, make it as obvious as possible that you're watching.
I mean, I guess we
Yeah.
are already being pretty obvious.
It's just a large beast, and I can sit in the
That's
tree. There's got to be a
intimidate.
tree on the hill.
Well,
DM, is there a tree on the hill?
There's a tree here. Sorry, I was not on the thing. There's a tree here, like literally where the trees are shown, or where the trees.
So I'll hop in this. I'll just once we get past all the
are. So
houses,
you're here.
I'll right about I guess right about here. We've walked from
So you're
here to here.
You're in this tree.
Well, we're gonna go up on the hill. I want to have the best eye line. I just want to shift at some point out of sight,
Sure,
and I'll
sure.
fly into this tree here.
So you're gonna be in this tree up here.
Yes,
Okay, so
and
just,
I'll
just,
have.
just to be aware, that is 250 feet away from.
Well, he's
Don't
not.
owls have really far vision?
He's
So-
not
Just let you
looking
know.
for. He's not looking at that. He's more focused. Like, oh my
You
gosh.
can look right here.
Yeah,
right?
The
right
giant
there,
owl gives
exactly.
me 100. So giant owl gives me it's a challenge rating of 1/4. It gives me 100 perception plus 5, dark vision 120 feet, passive perception 15.
Yeah, so you're not. Like I said, what I'm trying
Yeah.
to say is like y'all are each taking a portion of the quarry. Is that what's happening here?
Mhm.
Okay.
Correct,
Yeah.
yes.
Got it,
So
got it.
I'll take the high portion on the hill covering this arc here.
Okay.
Oh, okay, then I should shift.
And we're not like specifically looking for anything in the quarry, really, because it's a quarry.
Actually, you know what? I'll hop in this tree here. I'll
Yeah.
take this tree here.
Oh
This
my
lets me
gosh.
watch this whole arc right here.
You,
So I'll
you're
go
a
to this tree.
giant owl.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
fair.
small tree, my dude.
Yeah, okay. I'll go right up here. This will be the best spot, I
like,
guess.
is he like the owl from Zelda?
Like,
Uh,
yeah, a large
yeah.
creature is like over
Yeah,
12
there's
feet.
No way he's fucking fitting inside of that tree.
All right, so I'll stay up on top of the hill
You could become
here.
the size of like Wee Jock, dude. You don't have to be a giant beast.
No, he said giant owl for some reason.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
I'm
fine. I'll
for
just
it.
be a
I'm for
regular
it.
owl. Let me just search
No,
an
I'm just saying
owl. See
you
what it gives
can.
me.
I'm just letting you know you could just be like Wee Jock.
So a regular owl gets me. Yeah, okay. I'll just do regular owl. Dark vision, 120 feet. Passive perception, 13. It's just I can't. If I use it in combat, it's a bitch by comparison to giant owl. If a fight starts, I'm already a giant creature that can kind of fuck shit up. Because you know.
You just can't be in a tree. That's all. Just get over it.
You basically the size of the tree, probably.
And I'm gonna
Yeah, you're sitting
require
next-
if like somebody can use a spell like speak with the animals that you have to say hoot hoot every 5 words.
That's fine. I'm just gonna be up here on this hill as a giant fucking owl watching shit for 120 feet in all
Alright,
directions
that'll-
because I can do that shit.
That'll really scare the shit out of the quarry workers. Holy shit!
Yeah, everybody. I want you all to like mark your locations with like a box or something like that. A few of you guys already done that, but I'd like everybody to do that.
Who's sitting right next to me?
I think everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You didn't have night vision, anyways, right?
That's why I stood next to you.
Okay,
We need
perfect.
Useless if he's joining us. Which he
Ah,
might not
shit,
be.
you're right. Okay, I'll just do
Right,
the regular.
again.
I will do the regular owl and sit in the tree here.
We are keeping watch on the quarry.
No,
And,
what spot am I in?
oh,
Which-
you
wait.
you don't have dark vision, do you? So you
He
have to
does.
choose to
He's
be
an orc.
next to.
He's an orc. He has
He's
Oh,
his dark
okay.
vision.
Okay.
Half
Yeah,
orc.
then you can just choose to be anywhere.
No, he's a full orc.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
Nice.
full orc.
Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, he's a weird wizard orc.
You just got
Maybe
even
like,
bigger
maybe
of a
like,
orc.
I don't know.
I don't know if you can be here. That would be good.
But here is like really close to
That's
Her
where
house.
her place is. So I feel like that's like just like so obvious that
Maybe
he's
like
there.
here. Here would be good.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
Yeah,
Go on
maybe
the
up on the
hill.
hill here. Meaning you
On
would have
the
had
hill.
to like, oh jeez.
it's still pretty close, but not like.
You would have had to like walk around like this to get there.
Yeah. I mean, what else are we doing tonight?
That's true.
Right.
What else are we doing tonight? Indeed, is the question.
I'm going to bed. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I think that's a good way to wrap up the session. Any last questions or words you want on the recording?
Nope.
All right. Cool.
Good night. Sleep tight.
Yeah. Thanks for.
And let the bed bugs bite.
Bye.
Hoot hoot.